What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Adrian here from Mateo Drones. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a great weekend. I know I am. And I am still waiting for my co-host for this evening. It's going to be Mr. Recoveryone Drone, aka Draymond Crawford, but he did text me earlier to let me know he will be a little bit late. I also got two guests on the show. It's going to be Mr. Alston and also Mr. Michael J. Wright. I will bring him in a little bit. I do see Brad Alston in the green room. I'm going to bring him in. Michael J. have not joined yet. So with that being said, just give me 1 minute while I get this stuff situated. Here you go. Comments. All right. Let me go ahead and bring Mr. Brad Alston to the show. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Adrian. Cheers, everybody.
What is that you're drinking?
Just some Sunset Blush box wine, cheap wine.
Got you. It's cheap, but it tastes good, right?
Oh yeah.
There you go.
I had a couple of beers earlier with my meal with dinner, and just getting chillaxed and getting ready for your show. Appreciate you having me on.
Thank you, sir. My pleasure. Well, while we're waiting for Mr. Michael J. Wright, aka Texas RH Drone Guy, and also Draymond Crawford, Recoveryone Drone, I would like to go ahead and kind of talk to you a little bit, Brad Alston. I don't think you and I actually ever got a chance to talk. And to let everybody know, I know that normally I use Zoom because that's actually the system that I'm pretty much been using lately. However, I decided to go ahead and go with StreamYard today. It's just that for some reason or another, StreamYard makes it a lot easier for me to go ahead and get my thumbnail ready into YouTube and just put everything at once. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense.
With Zoom, I got to do everything separately and it just takes too much time. Zoom is a little bit complicated. Not that you won't be able to manage, but it's just complicated.
Yeah, we use Zoom all the time. I work for Capital One Bank, and that's what we use all the time. And I've hosted a couple of meetings over the course of COVID and everything, and it's a little bit set up.
For some reason, it said YouTube doesn't support comments on private videos. Create a public or what in the fuck? Don't tell me that I still got this thing as private. Hold on 1 second.
It is streaming. I see it live.
Yeah, it's public. I already have it, visibility for everybody. But again, it's telling me.
Hey, you take a look at that. And I'll say hi to folks in the chat. Hey, I see Michael Wright's in the chat.
Oh, you see them? I can't even see my own goddamn chat. What the fuck is going on?
I'm looking at it on my phone.
I know because I know that there's some people live, but I just can't. How normally I'd be able to see the chat through the stream.
I can't see any comments in the StreamYard at all. That's not
correct.
Working.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see, and that's what I was looking for because I know that there's some people here already watching, but I can't.
Oh yeah.
See any damn
comments.
So
we got Fly Guy Merrill. How you doing? Matt Bagwell. Drone Shots. Who else? Jackrabbit FPV. Let me see. TJ's in the house. TJ Drones and More. JSK Enterprise. Who else? That's about it for the moment. Looks like.
okay.
Blind Neil's in. How you doing, buddy?
What
Michael McReynolds. Welcome to the stream.
Thank everybody for coming into the stream. But it looks like I'm having a little bit of a difficulty here because that never happened before. I keep wondering.
Yeah, I've never seen that happen.
Just saying that, but for some, it's really not. Oh shit! Hold on. I think I just figured it out.
Something you can fix during the stream. There you go. It just changed. Live viewer comments show up on StreamYard. This is an example. So the comments should start showing up to the right there.
Yeah. For some reason, on the privacy part, it kept saying that it was private, and I don't. Maybe because I stopped using it. That's why. Then I just needed to come back and redo it all over again. Anyway, we're back. I do apologize everybody for
It looks like you populated all your chat in there now.
Yeah. And I apologize if I wasn't able to look at the chat, but for some reason I just had a little bit of a difficulty. Your pen was internet.
Looking good. You got we got 13 people in the house so far.
Yep, I do want to thank Mr. Brad Austin for coming in. Fly Guy Merrill, thank you for coming in. Mr. Matt Bagwell, thank you. Jody, Drone Shot, Jack Rabbit, I appreciate you guys. JK Enterprise, Brian, TDA Drones, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for coming in. Blani, Michael J. Wright, thank you, sir. Thank you for coming in. Danny, the View Chaser. Hey, there you go. Well, now we got my co-host finally made it in. All is late as usual. He 6 minutes late. I'm about to go and give him some shit.
Hey, better late than never. Better late than never.
How you doing, Mr. Draymond Crawford?
I'm doing good, partner.
Hey, buddy. How you doing, Dre?
I'm not doing too bad. I'm surprised I'm only 6 minutes late because traffic was crazy trying to get back here. We got one of those smoke out concerts going on.
Oh, wow.
And traffic was just like standstill.
Nice. Well,
Traffic.
better late than never.
Traffic was really bad over there in California. Well, you guys still having all those fires, right?
No, all the fires are out. Like I said, we had a good little rain about a week ago, so it put all the rest of the fires out and it soaked the ground a little bit. So we're good for about another 2 days.
Yeah, right much rain out there out west, from what I understand.
Yeah, we got quite a bit. It was a good storm for the northern part of the state. Down in Southern California, we got a little sprinkle here and there.
How you doing, Mr. Brown, Ariel, aka Gary? Tim
Did
Jackson,
you have to work today, Dre?
Yeah, I did a couple. I just got back from doing another job down in Colton, California, which is about 15 minutes away from my house. So
you stayed pretty busy.
I like to say that I actually turned down more work to take on just for the fact that I mean, you can do a lot of work. I don't care who you are, pretty much where you're at. I mean, it depends how much you want to drive. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
How far you want to drive. And,
and time is money. I know you know that.
Right. And that's what I'm saying, that, some of the jobs are just not there financially for me to take on. That's why I like having the long jobs where you, like I got a couple of jobs now. The one that's finished, that's a year-long job. I have another one I picked up in my hometown of Fontana, California. It's a year-long job. So they're close by. It's going to be a year of flying there once a month, whatever the case may be. And I'm good with that. Like I say, I'm blessed to have a job where I don't have to hustle so hard.
Right.
This is all gravy money for me to buy extra stuff for my drones. Christmas is coming around the corner, so all that kind of good stuff.
And you got that M3 coming out in the next week or two, probably.
Yeah. Nah, it's not in my wheelhouse. The M3 doesn't do anything for me.
Me either.
I mean, what I've been doing lately is prepping my Mavic 2 Enterprise Advanced.
Nice.
I picked up the RTK module. I just picked up this little gadget here and stuff. You guys can see it.
Is that the wireless mic?
No, this is the digital thermometer for solar panels.
Gotcha.
And stuff, because as I'm doing my research on this, they're talking about the panels have to be at a certain temperature, all this kind of stuff, different things. And this right here, I'll make sure that you're in that temperature range and stuff. Yeah, my wireless mic, that stays in a box in the back of my car, all that kind of wireless mic stuff. So I can be a efficient YouTuber.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's going on, Mr. Adrian? I'm just here running my mouth, need to catch my breath.
Oh, is Adrian in here? I thought it was just you and I.
Oh, is that what it is?
No, I'm still here. I'm just looking at the screen myself, and it seems like for some reason the internet is going in and out. Can you guys see me pretty good or not?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I see you real good. This is the best I've seen you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll go ahead and say hello to folks. So we got Drone Guy, Fly Guy Merrill, Matt Bagwell, Drone Shots, Jack Rabbit. Who else we got here? We got TG, JSK, Blind Neil, TDR Drones, Mr. Michael McReynolds. Let me see the View Chaser. Mr. Gary Brent Ariel's in the house.
Yes, he is.
All right.
What's up, Gary?
And let me see. I think I saw Chris Hope's name
Yep.
there.
Chris
sure
Hope
he'll
in the
be
house,
here.
brother Chris.
Yeah. All right.
Sunrise Water Media just came in. Chris,
Yeah.
another Chris. How you doing?
Maddie's got his chair in the corner. I see.
Yep.
And stuff. Yeah. All right. We got a good group here.
Yeah, we got a good little group. We also got Tim Jackson too.
Yeah, Tim Jackson slid in here.
Check that out.
It's already Sunday evening there in his place.
Yeah.
How you doing, Matt? How you doing, Matty? Chrissy Hope. Anyway, like I was saying earlier, Brother Alston, while we were waiting for our
Chris Sunrise Media,
my co-host, which again he was late.
Hey, Jerome.
By the way, you're not gonna get paid for those 6 minutes. I'm gonna deduct the 6 minutes out of your check.
That's okay. I got paid for what I just did, so I'm good.
So again, as you one of the guests, Brother Alston, just kind of wonder, what made you get into the drone hobby? How did you even start?
Well, I'm like a lot of folks. I've been in photography for years. I did some professional photography for a while. I did
nice.
Events, weddings, landscape type stuff. I was going to get into doing real estate, never quite made it that far. The wedding stuff kind of turned me off on some of the photography. Just got real bad out there. It's hard to be a wedding photographer these days unless you already got a foothold in the market. But I'm a photographer from way back. My dad, when I was a kid, my dad put a camera in my hands probably when I was 6 or 8 years old, and he would get me to take pictures of the kids, my siblings and family. We got all kinds of Super 8 movies, and I did a lot of that stuff. So I never really had a full-time job doing photography. I just kind of did it on my own, and as kind of a side hobby / professional. The wedding stuff is what made me some money, but I thought I was going to do that for a long time, but it just got too stressful. But and just back to your question, then the drones, I started noticing drones around 2013, 14, and just didn't appeal to me because it just looked like it was too much work to fly one, and the quality of the video was horrible. Photography on that was horrible. And I didn't know too many people that had drones. But right around 2014, a buddy of mine got a drone from Hobby Lobby or something like that. Somebody had bought it and brought it back. So it was an open box. So he bought it at a really good price. And I forgot which drone it was, but he flew it. And within 2 minutes, he flew it up, hit his gutter, dropped down 8 feet, busted it all to pieces. So he and I worked together for a while, and this was about 8 years ago now, I guess. Yeah, it was 7 years ago, 2014. And we were talking about drones, and I asked him, I said, what are you going to do with it? He said, oh, you can have it if you want it. And I said, well, yeah, I like to tinker with it. I like taking things apart and putting them back together if I can fix them. So I got it, started looking on eBay and Amazon, and I found the body for it. I found some motors for it, and it was a camera drone. It had a 3-axle gimbal on it, and I got it taken all apart. Every single part was on my kitchen table. I took pictures of everything and videotaped some stuff and put it all back together and took it outside, fired it up, and it took off and hovered right in front of me. I couldn't believe it. So that was my first experience with a drone. So from that point on, I started hearing about the DJI products, and that was way out of my wheelhouse as far as being able to afford it, I thought. And then I heard about the Mavic Pro coming out. And make a long story short, I waited for that. And I didn't pull the trigger like the first month. And then they started running out of them. Didn't have the supply and demand had it, so nobody had them in stock. So I ended up getting one somewhere around January, right after they came out. And then I've had almost all the Mavics since then, and the minis. So the only one I haven't had is the Mavic 2 Pro. That's it. Okay. And the Zoom, I haven't had those.
Okay, but, so you actually got the first Mavic, the Mavic Pro. You got the first one.
I do, and I still own that one. I still have it.
Okay. Hey, I do
And
want to
Ray,
welcome Mr. Ray Kelly in the house. How you doing, Chris? Sunrise Water Media. We also got Third Eye View here in the house. How you doing, buddy? Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate you guys, Blind Neil. I guess I'm kind of also the same, brother Alston, except my brother's the one that got me hooked on it. I started with the Mavic Air 1, the very first one, and I still got it, by the way. I did jump from the Mavic Pro to the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic 2 Zoom.
nice. I wanted that Zoom. I just never could come up with the money to get it.
Now, there's one that I actually always been interested in having is the one of the Phantoms, the DJI
Yeah.
Phantom. But I want the one I'm really interested in getting is going to be the one that has the mechanical shirt. I believe that's the Mavic 2
4 Pro. The Mavic
V2.0.
2. Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, the one I've been wanting is the Phantom 4 Pro. That's the one I want. You know Al Duranify, right?
Yes.
He and I are pretty good friends because he lives on the other end of Richmond from where I live, and we hang out and do some stuff together from time to time. Actually, we're driving to Austin, Texas together next week, so we're spending 3 days on the road together. Anyway, he's got a Phantom Pro 4 or Phantom 4 Pro, and I want to get that thing from him so bad. That's a nice drone.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't that the one that you also have, right, Dre?
Yeah, that's what I use. That's my workhorse is the Phantom 4 Pro. You can't go wrong. And I said, once you fly a Phantom, it's a difference. It's different from the Mavic. I mean, the Mavics are very steady for what they are, but the Phantoms, to me, they actually fly. The way they handle, they're very smooth in turns and everything else. They're not as precision-wise as the Mavic Pros and 2 Pros and everything else. It's just a different feeling when you fly a Phantom.
And I do want to welcome Mr. Eric, Mr. Adrian. How you doing, buddy? Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate you. So yeah, to kind of give just a little bit, Dre, everybody in the chat, also Brad Alston. Man, this, I don't know why, but it's like anytime there's a new drone coming out, they always give it so much hype, and then it kind of dies down a little bit. Have you guys heard of the V Copter one?
Yeah.
One that has like the propellers are like this right here.
Yeah.
And I think it's supposed to be like 2 propellers, you know what I mean? It looks like it doesn't even have any landing gear or nothing, just the belly of the drone, right? And the 2 propellers just like that. That's pretty much it.
So that all started about 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a crowdfunding type thing or something, and when it started, maybe.
I'm not sure what the deal was, but I know it was at the CES show 2 years ago, and then it kind of went underground.
It did,
and nothing was heard from it until the last 6 months, and then they actually produced something to put out. But like you said, the technology of it, other than the design, is 3 or 4 years old. The camera is pretty much the same camera which you would have got off the original Mavic Pro, or even I don't think it's not even advanced as the original Mavic Air. Mavic Air used to have a transfer rate of 100 megabits per second. I think this one is still down to about 40 or 60. So the camera is nothing to get excited about. I think it's just the design is the biggest thing. I'm supposed to have a 50-minute battery. I guess that'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I've seen it fly in a couple of videos. Ken Herron should be putting a video out here soon because he has one. He touched upon it the other night on Thursday Night Live. Or he posted something on Instagram or something about it, I think.
Yeah, I saw Flight Path. He did an unboxing of his today.
Yes, exactly.
He just did an unboxing. And I guess he's got a little bit of work ahead of him because he did an unboxing of the Evolve 2, and everybody wants to get his opinions about it. A couple other folks, Dobo and a few others, kind of hit it hard, and I'm one of those folks who was looking forward for that drone to come in because as much as I like the Phantoms, they're aging, and DJI didn't come up with a Phantom 5, so I am looking for the next version of that type of drone. And I thought that Evolve 2 might fit that niche in between. I didn't want to spend the money on getting a full, the big Inspire 2. I didn't want to go that far or go into the Matrice level. So I knew that Evolve was going to be somewhere right in the middle, that $3,000 to $4,000 range area. And I was kind of disappointed it did not stick the landing per se when they released it about a week or two ago. And I hope they really come to support it really hard and fast and fix the bugs.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Adrian.
Like you, Brad, being a hobbyist in the camera area, the interchangeable lens is what excites me, because now I'm looking at, I don't know much. You probably forgot more stuff than I ever know about cameras. Okay. So I'm saying that excites me because it gives me another area to learn more and how to use different lenses for different effects and different kind of things I want to produce.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey,
I do
Adrian, go back.
Mr. Paul Murray. I'm Mr. Bob Casey. How you doing? Thank you for coming in. Go ahead, Brad.
Hey, Bob. Yeah, back up a little bit to Sunrise Water Media's comment, Chris's comment about the coasters. You had it up on the screen.
Hold on one second. I put it up for a little bit.
Put it up just for a second. So, hey, this is a sneak peek for you guys, and it's only going to happen for about 2 seconds.
All right.
So that'll be, if you're coming to the Spin Up event, you'll be getting one of those.
Nice.
So I've already I got a whole box of them. I've made quite a few of them. I've got them packaged up today and ready to go.
See, that's where I got you confused with Breck. I remember you did something. Yeah. And I thought it was the stickers, but thank you for the hint that those people hooked me up. I got some nice stickers to send out to people. But since I know you do the coasters, let me go ahead and drop my knee in your lap right quick. And
yep.
Recoveryone Drones would like some coasters.
Yep, I hear you. I was going to talk to you about that, and what I've done, I'll get you hooked up with some coasters. I just need your contact information if you want to drop it in private chat, or we can chat later through through Facebook Messenger or whatever you want.
Yeah, we'll get it ironed out. It's not something that has to be done right away. Just I see that, and I remember that's why I got you confused. I remember you did something for the Florida meetup, and everybody was all excited about it, and I got you confused with stickers, and I'm like, okay, that's why I reached out to you then. I said, I heard you were the man to talk to, and he's like, nah, not me. Wasn't me.
I'm still working. I got a logo, and I want to do stickers. I thought I had it with me up here. I've done some other coasters as well. I made that for my wife.
Oh,
so we have 3 cats. So anyway, I do coasters all the time. Also at the meetup, I made these. They're not drone related. They don't have anything to do with drones, but it's I 3D printed. I use rainbow filaments, and a bunch of folks in the chat have seen this. Ray Kelly's got one. Maddie's got one. So I sold some of these at the drone event. I've given some away. It just depends on my mood. But I haven't made a whole lot for this for Kelly's Spin Up, so I probably won't be bringing those. But I dabble in 3D printing. I do laser engraving, like these coasters. I did some slate coasters today. I'm messing around with that. I got a brand new 3D printer I put together today and made this. It's a articulating fox. It's just plastic.
Okay.
So that took about an hour and a half. So it's just prints all at once on the build plate. I just was practicing with it and testing the printer out that I got today. But that's the kind of stuff. I got a bunch of toys like that. I play with those toys more than I do my drones. I mean, I got my drones. I got my drones around, so you know which one that is.
Yeah,
the Air 2.
Air 2S. Yeah, that's my baby right there. And I do have the Mini 2 as well.
Let me go ahead and welcome Mr. Bill, Coast to Coast Drones. How you doing, buddy? Marcel Robert, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate you. Uncle Bill's Toys, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for popping in.
Yes.
Kirasha, how you doing, Chief?
Kirasha.
Thank you for popping in. Thank you so much.
Yep. Hey, everybody in the chat. I'm having a hard time keeping up with the chat.
Dre, if I'm not mistaken, you're not going to the Spin Up, are you, Dre?
Not this year. I'm gonna try to make it definitely next year. A family right there in the backyard in Alston. So for me, when I go, I'm gonna have to stay to whenever spin up is, and probably try to stay until Thanksgiving, because my family has a tradition of all of us trying to get together in Alston for the last 10 years until this COVID hit in Austin, Texas. So I can't dip in and not stick around for Thanksgiving. So I got to make a little more of an effort to do it next year.
Absolutely. We'd like to see you there. I've been to every one of them. It's a blast.
Yeah.
I was even at the virtual one last year, working behind the scenes a little bit. Some of y'all watched the video. I kept track of the winners of all the prizes and slipped in and out of the screen every once in a while.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Hey guys, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up on the stream. I really appreciate that. So, Dre, this job that you pretty much talked about, I think you said that is a new job for a year. You said on the video.
Well, the video I did about a week ago, that's a new housing development being built in my hometown, and usually about housing developments, it takes about a year, sometimes a little longer, depends on how large of they're doing parks also or something like that. It could take even longer, but usually it takes about a year to do about a good 100+ houses in a housing tract. So like I said, I'm here at the grading stages, and I'll be flying once a month, every month, doing the same type of flying, doing a mapping, grid mapping, and I'll also be doing just for my own record, I'll do a progression, which is basically just a large orbit of the whole facility.
Wow, that grid mapping interests me quite a bit. I know there's some money to be made there, and it seems real interesting to me the way technology's gotten now with the drones. It seems like it makes it really easy to do that, and it depends on what software you're using. I don't know exactly what you're using, but
I'm using Drone Deploy, and like I said, it's the biggest thing is the drone part is fairly easy as long as you get the right drones. What really makes things a little more intricate is you do a stockpile report like I was just doing right now at the recycling place. That gets a little more because now you're talking about being able to do measurements and everything else. The general mapping at the housing location, that's just like a mapping so they can see where they're at each month and stuff, which I may talk to the people and say, you might want to go to these progresses because that gives you a 360 view of everything. Because I do a panel and the mapping for them, but they do it from the inside out. I want to do it from the outside in, so you see everything from every angle as the drone flies around it.
Do you use Drone Deploy for the surrounding, do the 3D one as well?
I like to use Litchi for that.
Oh, okay, Litchi.
Litchi's a lot better for doing that because you can set points of interest. Mm-hmm. And so that drone gets a nice cinematic look as it flies along. Even when you're past it, it turns back towards the point of interest until it gets close to the next one. Then it slowly rotates back around and picks the next point of interest and so forth.
I got a buddy of mine that he got into doing some drone stuff with I think a Mavic Pro, the original one, back about 4 years ago, and he was still in high school. And a buddy of mine's son is what it is. But he went ahead and he 3D scanned with the drone. I don't know what software he used. With the drone, he scanned his house and his property, and he created a 3D model of his parents' house and property, which looked pretty impressive to me. Pretty impressive.
Yeah. With Pix4D, Drone Deploy, Drone Link, and software like that, you can create a 3D model, which I don't know anything about the printing side, but I'm pretty sure when you feed the right information, it'll print it out in an actual 3D, put your hands on it,
Right.
Type printout. I was messing with somebody asked me the other day about another software. I looked at it. It's primarily for first responders, and that's called Sky Browse. I was fooling around with that. It's a little, I would say it does the job, but it is primarily for accident investigations and small structural fires, so to speak. And it does a decent job also. And it's supposed to be a lot faster than Drone Deploy and Pix4D.
I do want to welcome Max at 420 and Drone Ready. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate you. And thank you to Mr. Bill Ronanes, Uncle Bill's Toys, and also TD Brian. TD, thank you so much for the love and support. I really appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Thank
But
you.
Good
Thank
to
you.
see everybody.
Yeah, the biggest drawback though is the cost, and that's what hurts the average person using Pix 4D, Drone Deploy, or any other services, because I think the Drone Deploy is at, I think it's $150 a month. So if you're not doing this all the time, I'm talking about you need to be doing this every week. You know, Pix 4D is a little more expensive. Even the one for first responders, Skybrowse, I think they reduced their cost from $199 a month down to $88 or $89 a month. But even that adds up. I tell people, I said, just off the top of your head, add 10 months, that's $800. Might call it $1,000 for a whole year. And I said, if you're not doing this day in and day out, that's a lot of money to go out your pocket.
Absolutely.
Like for me, just shooting once a month, it doesn't cover the cost of the software. It doesn't cover the cost. And I know there's other ones out there. People use other ones. I think it's Maps Made Easy and all that kind of stuff. But then you're talking about a lot of time that you got to invest. And I know these companies, they want to pay off, the machines and the storage they have to create these models for you once you shoot the footage. But that's the biggest thing. That's why I'm hoping my city will pick up an account, and that way I will be able to use it on my own. But
right, that would be
then you're talking about you're talking about $20,000-$30,000 a year account.
Nice.
Yeah. So
nice.
it's there, but you gotta be a corporate level to really and actually be able to have enough work to use it day in and day out.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, the average guy he'll be underwater in a heartbeat.
I don't know if you guys actually noticed, but thanks to Chris, Sunrise Water Media, I actually have that the thumbnail for the stream. I don't know if you guys actually been paying attention before you click on it, how it looked.
Did you kick yourself out, Adrian? Okay, he did something.
What's up with all the thumbs down?
11 thumbs down. Who knows?
Oh my gosh! I mean,
who knows?
I kicked my own self out.
That's what I just said. You kicked yourself out. You trying to pull a Johnny drone flyer on us, huh?
Yes.
Johnny's classic for that.
Johnny is.
He'll say, "Hang on a second, click." Johnny gone.
Yeah. I have noticed that there's 21 people watching, but 12 thumbs down. I could feel the love and support.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude. What's up with that?
I have no idea. I think it's a little too early for the thumbs down. I wonder if everybody just drunk. They're making a mistake.
I don't know, man. I think you must have been talking about Matt too much, dude. All the Australians are thumbing you down.
I don't know, something. But again, like I was saying before, I kicked myself out. Mr. Chris, Sunrise Water Media, is the one that actually had the honors to go ahead and make that the thumbnail for the stream.
Nice.
I just went ahead and kind of just tweaked it up a little bit, with adding the pictures and what I mean, for you, Brad, Dre, and also Michael J. Wright, who is having problems coming into the stream for some reason. I don't know why he keeps saying that the link is not working for him. I have no idea why. But anyway.
He's got another thumbs down, 12 thumbs down now.
That's right. I wonder if it's me. I'm on the show.
It might be me. Who knows?
I mean, I think it's Dre. I think it's Dre. He just keep hitting the thumbs down, so just keep adding up.
No. Hey, I'll send Michael the link that you sent me, Adrian. That worked. Let's see if that'll help.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Londinar? How you doing, buddy? Thank you for coming in, sir. Really appreciate you, man. But yeah, Brad, if you send him that link, you know what I mean? I just don't know why it's not working.
I just sent him the same link that I clicked on.
The same link that I sent you is the same link that I sent him.
Yeah, I just sent it. So if he can't get to it from a link I just sent him, then there's something wrong on his end. Because I made
there's
it
something wrong on his end.
I see Mr. Lon Denard is in.
Yeah.
How you doing, Lon?
Uncle Bill.
Yep. Captain Ray.
Boom.
Yep. So how's the baby doing, Adrian?
I was just listening to her in the background and crying a little bit.
Now do y'all go give her attention when she cries, or do you try to let her get it out of her system?
I try to let her get it out of her system a little bit. I try not to, you know what I mean, get her too used to being picked every time she cries, because that could be bad later on.
It is. Yep, it could be bad. Some people have different thinking about that, but yeah, picking them up all the time, that just means they know what to do when they don't get their way.
Exactly. How you doing, Justin? John
Hey, Justin.
Yep. In, buddy. But yeah, like Chris Sunrise Water Media said that I must be doing something right for me to have all these thumbs down. I must be doing it.
I've heard that the algorithms work just as good with the thumbs down as they do with the thumbs up. So,
honestly, I don't let that get to me, Brad. Some people do. It does get a little bit aggravating, you know what I mean? Like you can't. I don't see how you can actually mistake a thumbs down from a thumbs up. You know what I mean?
But no.
Either way, the algorithm works either way. If you give it a thumbs down or thumbs up, it doesn't matter.
So you're good. Don't let it get to you. That's what they want it to do. You know, whoever's giving them, that's what they want to stir the pot.
Exactly. That's right, Uncle Bill. If you keep picking them up, they do turn into little monsters eventually. I mean, it's like mine is like a little terrorist. You know what I mean? Like she know how to get her way. She knows. Like that little girl just knows too much for only being about 2 months old now. She knows too much.
Yeah, unfortunately, it takes some years till they get to where they understand you correcting them, you know, like not punishment, but you telling them, no, you're not going to be getting that candy, or you're not going to get this or get that. And it takes them a while to understand that. So you got a few years to work that out. Let them work it out themselves until they get like 4 or 5 years old, maybe. I don't know.
Yes, sir.
It's been a long time since I had kids that age.
Dre, I do have a question for you, Dre. When it comes to your Phantom 4, probably pick them up. When it comes to your Phantom 4, how did you get that thing looking so good with that black skin? Did you painted it? Is that a skin?
No, that they made those as a limited edition model when the first Pro versions came out. And those
it's just also is it Dre freezing? Say that again, Drake, or you froze?
I said those were limited edition models when the Pro series first came out.
Oh, so they came out like that? Okay.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, they're like that. That's why the batteries match and everything else. It's like a graphite gray is what it is. Actually, when you look at it, and yeah, they hold their value. I mean, if you look online, you'll see some regular white Phantom 4 Pros. They'll range from as low as $700, but you will never see Obsidian go below 1,000.
I have noted that DJI drones are keeping up with their value. Even the Mavic Air 2 still keeping up the price for the $999 for, you know what I mean, for the base one, and then $999 is the Mavic Air 2 Flymo combo, right, Brad? The 3 batteries and with everything on it? Yeah.
Yep, 3 batteries.
And the Air 2S, they're keeping up the price pretty good too. At 12 something?
$12.99, I think is what it was.
Yeah, $12.99 for the Flymo combo.
I think so.
Yeah, what I've seen is just about all the DJI drones have always held their value over time until they themselves put out something newer to devalue something, and then it never drops from them. I mean, like I say, the Spark is 4 years old, but if you go somewhere trying to buy one that's new or maybe refurbished, it still costs you about $400.
Yeah,
you might catch one on eBay for about $200 and change. When you try to buy from a retailer, you're still gonna pay about $400 for them. And same thing with the Mavic Pro, they're still going between $700-800 for maybe a Flymore combo kit. You can find one. Because basically, like I said, they set the bar so high early in the business, is that everybody is still playing catch up to a certain extent. You know,
Right.
people. I guess I look at everything that Autel is doing, and other things are going up. But if you really look at it, these guys are still playing catch up, because I look at DJI and you talk about all the accessories you can buy for all their drones, and you don't see nothing like that for Autel.
Right.
And
No, you don't.
And I won't even mention the other guys down there, the Hubsons and whoever else, you know. But like I say, you go on eBay, you go on Amazon, and you like, let me get some filters. You get like almost half a dozen or so different brands of filters for every DJI drone out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, and I say you get a choice, a variety, because I mean you can buy Polar Pro, you can buy the Freewells. I got one f-stops, and I mean, and they're all quality products that fit on that drone very well, like they came from DJI themselves. So you're not getting some cheap fitting stuff. I say everybody makes accessories for DJI stuff as if they got the specs from DJI to make it.
Oh yeah.
So that's a big difference to me. That's why I say, you know, for me, there's no great hurry to try to jump ship to another brand, because I always tell people, I said, well, what are you going to do when you want to buy, you know, ND filters, this and, you know, different things like that. And you Adrian, should know you the king of accessories, dude. You got every accessory ever made for just all your drones.
When it comes to the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic 2 Zoom, they're still keeping up the price, just like, you know, the price have not dropped at all, not one bit.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That everybody, I think people are interested in seeing these other companies come up here and challenge them, hoping that the prices would drop for DJI. But I just see these people grabbing on DJI's coattails and says, and Autel's classic with the Nano line they got coming out. They didn't come down and bring the price of small drones down. They raised the price up.
Yeah.
They didn't say, oh, we're going to go down here and we're going to undercut DJI. No, they say, you know what, DJI, thank you very much. Now we're going to, when you guys stopped at $5.99, $6.99, we're going to start at $7.99, $8.99, and keep going up. So the price of drones are not dropping by
they're not.
Any sense of the word.
DJI has set the bar, and others are following suit. Yep.
Yeah. And that's why I was talking last night on another show, and I told you guys with this new Mavic 3 that's coming out, it's going to really separate hobbyists and commercial people.
Right.
Because you have to, as a hobbyist, you really got to ask yourself, that's quite a bit of money that you got to justify to spend on a drone.
Oh yeah, you got to have some throwaway money there if
right.
you're just going to play with it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be something that's going to divide people up and says, you know what, that's my as they say, that's my threshold right there. I mean, hey, 1,500 below, yeah, I'm good in that area. 2,000 above, I'll let those guys who get paid do that kind of work.
Hey, you're at the same price points that I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, for me, I was telling those guys last night, for what I do, I really look at a used Phantom 4 Pro before I look at the Mavic 3, and that's because the Mavic 3, the SDK file has not been released. So, other than me flying around on the Fly app, which does not work with anything else that's out there, I'm just flying for fun. Well, I don't fly for fun. You know, it is a source for me that, you know, I'm trying to run a one man company here, and so I don't have time to spend that kind of money on a drone that's not bringing any money in.
Look at Uncle Bill. Uncle Bill's toys. He said he'd just sell the Harley and maybe buy an old rice burner and a Mavic 3. Hey, I have a Harley as well. Maybe that's what I should do.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you can go that route. Like I said, you got to justify it. I said, man, Mavic 3 better do something.
Yeah, I don't need that Mavic 3. This Air 2S for me as a hobbyist, that's all I need right now. Now, that's not to say DJI won't come out with something that will make me want to get it, not at the price point the Mavic 3 is going to be at. I mean,
Right.
I would love to have all those features that it has. I would love to have a drone that has 360 obstacle avoidance. That's really what I want. And then I feel 100% confident that that drone is going to do what it needs to do. Work for me, play for me, go over, pretty much do anything I want and not be nervous about it. The one thing I wish they'd get better at is being able to pick up power lines and, thin tree limbs and stuff like that. They still can't do that too well.
Like I say, Brad, you haven't watched my video today I put out, have you?
No, not today.
I talked about obstacle avoidance, and obstacle avoidance is primary in the hands of the pilot. Lon, I'm talking about you got to justify it to yourself. You don't have to justify anything to me or anybody else. You got to justify spending that money to yourself.
Right.
Like you said, I think DJI, I don't know if they didn't hurt anybody, but everybody went out and bought the Mini 2, Air 2, Air 2S, whatever. Basically, a lot of guys bought 2 to 3 drones over the last 18 months.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, if they'd have saved that money, they'd have it for the Mavic 3. Because you add them all up together, you spent $3,000.
I'm guilty. I bought the Mini 2. I bought the Mini 2 and the Air 2S. I'm guilty. Yeah.
And that's the way you gotta look at it. I said, well, you guys bought the stuff because it was at a lower price point. You were getting the portability of it. Because like I said, this Mavic 3, it's not going to be it's not a small drone.
It's not. 900. They're predicting what, 950 grams?
Yeah, it's a medium-sized drone, just like the Mavic 2 Pro and everything. It's a medium-sized Pro, so it ain't like you're gonna pull out your back pocket, throw it up. Some guys are showing the little, I guess, the gimbal cover. To me, it looked like a whole holster. Like you put a gun in. I said, well, you're gonna play quick draw with it. Throw it in the air and the legs fly open and see how fast you can get the controller to fire it up.
Right.
I was like, what is this going on?
The Mavic 3, according to the picture, does look like slightly smaller than the Mavic 2 Pro, just a little bit. But it does look beefier, look chunkier, I guess. What I'm seeing.
The arms look thinner, but I think the expand, how they spread out, I think it's going to be about the same, pretty much the same.
Until they put them side by side, Adrian, you're not going to really know.
Let me welcome Big Water UAV Solution for the first time being on stream. Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate you. I did hear, and again, don't quote me in this, but I did hear because I saw a couple of videos where I think the standalone price for that one, for that Mavic 3 is going to be about $2,000, and then if you have like the most expensive kit, you know what I mean, like with a smart controller, you're gonna spend about $45,000 to $5,000 for it.
Yeah.
And they're gonna still.
That's what I predicted.
They're still gonna put it in that. They're gonna put it in the man purse as well at $4,500.
That's what I call it. Yeah, nice little man purse for you to carry around in.
They need to put it in a hard case for $4,500.
No kidding. That's what I say. Give it the same case they put that Mavic 2 Enterprise Advanced.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nice little small case and voila. Yeah, I can say $2,000 for the base model, and like I say, Fly More Combo is gonna probably get you around $2,500, some change probably, and then you start going for getting the Pro Res, all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
finally.
Well, those batteries are going in the ass end of the Mavic, the M3, so they're probably going to be a little more expensive batteries. I would guess say $150 to $175 a piece.
Mr. Brad Alston, everybody in the chat, Dre, I think we finally got the man of the evening in the green room. I think his computer just been driving him nuts.
Adrian, you didn't leave me back there long enough to eat all the shrimp.
But there he is. Now, how you doing, Mr. Mike Wright?
Here.
Hey, Mike.
Great. I don't know what the problem was. I really don't. I couldn't get emails. I went out to my shop. Maybe it's just bad internet back there. Right back in the house, and it hooked up right now.
User
error. Try 45 minutes. An hour.
It's all good.
Anyway. You ready to start over, Adrian?
Just hit the rewind button.
Let me go ahead and stop.
Brad.
Let me go ahead and stop by you showing us that shirt. Let me see that shirt, Mike.
Spin up, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that for this one? The new shirt for this one?
No. He hasn't put those out
This is
yet.
2019.
So
Okay.
no, Adrian, I talked to Kelly today. He's got the shirts ready for everybody when they get to the spin up event.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
I do want to welcome Mr. Stevie, Capture Live Connection. How you doing, buddy? Thank you for coming in.
All right, Stevie.
Really appreciate you.
Hey, Stevie. Take care.
Hey, Stevie.
So, Mike, what was the issue that you were having, Mike, right?
I don't know what the problem was. It must have been the internet connection at my shop. It had to be.
Okay.
I
It's a good
tried
excuse.
emails, Gmails, Safari, different browsers.
iPad, Instant Messenger, everything.
Everything.
Michael Wright.
Yeah,
Michael Wright.
nothing was
Michael Wright.
Anyway, I finally made it here. Apologize.
Well, I didn't leave you any shrimp in the back.
Yeah, I know. All gone. As well as the lobster.
Hey, so next week at this time, let's see, this is Saturday night. We'll be done with spin up, but we'll be doing some type of gathering, and then the next day we'll be doing spin down, right?
We'll be halfway done. Yeah, right.
Yeah, halfway.
Half the fun. Right.
Yep.
So, what time are you arriving, Brad? Oh, you're driving in with
Yeah, Al and I.
Johnny.
Yeah, Al Duran and I leave on Wednesday morning, dark early. We're going to go to just a quick overview of it. We're going to Chattanooga, Tennessee that day, about 8 or 9 hours. Then we're going to drive to Hammond, Louisiana to Johnny Juneflyer's house. That's 8 or 9 hours. And then we get up on Friday morning and go to Alston, 8 or 9 hours. So we'll probably be there, I'm guessing, to answer your question, 2 to 3 o'clock, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Something
I'm
like
arriving
that.
on Thursday afternoon.
Okay, you'll be there a day before. Good.
So I'll be there Friday morning for the DJI announcement.
You're yeah. That's going to happen on Friday, right?
Right.
So what you're staying over close to the event though, right? And see,
I'm at the Spring Hill Suites.
So me and Al and Rodney and Chris Hope and I think Dennis Lovelady are all staying over in Round Rock at Hilton Hotel that I set up. It's about 15 minutes away from Cedar Park, so not bad.
It's close.
I would actually like to be there, but unfortunately, I'm not able to. But one of these years, I'm gonna have to come over there.
Exactly. Dre, you gonna make it?
No, next year I plan it because I was just telling Brad that when I come, I'll have to stay pretty much for the whole month because I got family there, and we usually try to get together for Thanksgiving. So, So I said, let's Kelly push the spin up down a little further in the calendar, closer to Thanksgiving. So I said I can definitely pop in and see everybody I need to see and pop back out. But yeah. But
it used to be earlier.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying earlier. Yeah. So I definitely want to be there next year, and I'm sure it's not going to be hard to convince my wife to come with me and stuff. So because she's got family in the Houston area. And like last time we were down there in 2017, we just rented a car, visit folks in Austin, San Antonio, drove down to Galveston, stayed there for a week, and came back up to Sugar Land for the family reunion on my wife's side. So yeah, I got.
How about Florida, Dre? You'll be able to come to Florida in April 2nd.
No. I'm not going to say no. Not going to say because you know what, I do need to burn up some time, vacation time at work, and I got this timeshare mess that's handed down from my parents, and nobody went anywhere during the COVID thing, so we got to burn up some time.
Yeah,
I'm in the same boat. Hey, Dre, on the chat, Londinard is asking you a question. I don't know if you already answered.
Yeah, he asked me about that. I said, no, I haven't tried the DJI Terra. I've done the DJI Ground Station Pro. I haven't done the Terra yet.
Mm-hmm. What's the difference between both, Dre?
I haven't looked at the Terra, so I don't know what it all encompasses. I know it was one of the you would use it mainly with the enterprise version drones. I don't know if it's even available for the regular lower-end drones.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Terra was usually used with the matrices. So I'm not sure. I have to ask Mr. Lon. I said, because I think Lon has had I think he's had an Inspire. I don't know if he's had a Matrice before or not.
So it's curious to me how it unlocks it on the spot. I mean, you must be connected directly into the system.
I don't know, because I do that. I get that now. Like the job I just flew before I came on here, I had to every time I go down there, the facility, the recycling facility, is in split airspace. The east end of it is in Class D airspace, and the other end, the west end, is in Class G. So I got to split it up and fly, and I got to get an unlock every time from DJI to fly that one side of it, and then I get my car, drive down the next block, and set up again and fly the rest of the facility in Class G airspace.
Wow. That's kind of cumbersome. They ought to work out some way so you don't have to do that.
Yeah, some people are trying to tell me, well, if you unlock one, you should go with both. I said, no, it doesn't work that way. I've tried it several times, and if you get authorization to fly in a controlled airspace, it treats G airspace as a controlled airspace.
Oh.
Because once you get, other words, you got to take off and land in that area that you're in. That's controlled airspace.
You can't. Right.
It won't let you go with the G. It'll say no fly zone.
Well, can't they work it somehow that you can get authorization in both at the same time, or at least some type of flight plan?
That would be. You would think so. You think that. So if I got to unlock for the controlled airspace, why would it be such a big deal if I'm going over the G?
Right.
So it's just one of those things. DJI has the mystery on that, because everybody said, well, it should work automatically. I think Third Eye tried it after I talked about it before. He said, yeah, he tried to go from one airspace to another, and his drone went to auto land.
Oh my gosh.
And that's what
That's
happened.
scary.
That's
right.
It'll go into auto land.
Oh my gosh.
If you don't catch it fast enough, it'll start descending.
Oh,
for your eyes.
Can you override it, Dre, and get it back out of there?
If you catch it fast enough, you still have some control, but it is descending. So it depends on how far it is and how far you need to come back. Because I've had it happen to me, and I was able to bring it back and land it safely enough. But once it's in that auto land, it's going to land no matter how. So, if you bring it back to yourself, it's landed.
So that ought to be a key point for the FAA right there. That's a safety hazard right there. You just don't know where the drone is going to land. Yeah, I mean, if it could land on a person and cause some damage to something or somebody, it just doesn't. There's no control there.
Right. I mean, you have very limited control. I mean, you can still have the yaw and everything else, and you can go forward or backwards, but you're not going to be able to gain altitude. It's just like you just got to be able to maneuver it and bring it back to one spot. There's a job I did in Fontana. We had wildfires there about a month and a half ago, and it still had a TFR according to DJI. FAA cleared it. The TFR was already removed, but DJI had it listed until last week. So the first time I flew that in September, I'm flying along, no big deal. And then something's caught my eye. I'm looking at my screen, and all of a sudden I see my bird is starting to descend. Slowly. Now they're able to bring it back to where they had done some grading and stuff and landed it right there. And I had to go about quarter to half a mile hump out there to pick it up and everything. And then what got me is that where I was standing, initially DJI didn't ask for an unlock. But when I got back with the drone and checked everything out and fired back up again, and asked for an unlock. And that's when they kind of ticked me off. I said, you didn't ask for the unlock up front, but now after I had it go into auto land, now I walk back and say, oh, is the TFR under a time zone thing or whatever, or time of day? I'm like, what's going on with this mess? Because that does happen when they have it from this hour to this hour, TFR. You'll have that for special events and stuff. So that could have been the issue where I was there around 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and it might have kicked in at 9 a.m. or something. Because it was right in the middle of a mapping. Right in the middle. That's like almost done. And all of a sudden, I see my drone start going.
I know that made you mad.
Let me go ahead and welcome Servan Fast, Cervicals Garage from Brazil for the first time being here. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate you.
Adrian's getting international, folks.
Looks like it.
You got to speak a little Spanish now, dude.
Exactly. Brazil Spanish is a lot different than mine. A lot different.
As I was saying, dude, you got to do something. You got to entertain everybody.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and start making videos speaking Spanish then.
Yeah.
Dre, you said you used Drone Station Pro. Do you use Pix 4D or any other? Or is that?
Yeah, I've used them all. I've used them all and stuff. Like I say, depends who you work with, what they have. Like I was just telling them, because this software is very expensive. Especially when you're having those software do the processing. Drone deploy expensive, Pix 4D expensive. So whatever the company is using. That's why I tell folks, you just can't say, I'm going to only do this. I said, no. Whoever's paying the bills is what you're going to use. And that's why
one of the things I've done on a small case, I've used maps and made easy, basically, because it's a lower cost. It has the trainer wear. That was the big thing. The others did not have trainer wear at the time.
Right. I think Drone Deploy does have trainer wear
now.
They
do have it now. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, that's why I tell people, I said, you need to become familiar with all of them. They're all basically the same type of software.
Right.
And they have maybe different controls here and there, but you need to become familiar and how to use each one of them, because you never know your next job. They might say, I want you to fly Pix 4D because that's what we have an account with. Or the guy said Drone Deploy, we have an account with them, or Ground Station Pro, or blah, blah, blah. So you got to be flexible. I mean, that's just the name of the game. You want to be out there and be able to, continue to get jobs. You got to be flexible. You can't be a one-trick pony.
Yeah, there's so much competition out there these days, and things change so quickly.
Yeah,
man,
that's definitely it. That is definitely it.
So, Michael, you ready? You ready to roll for next weekend?
I'm ready. I've been out flying my DJI FPV today.
Nice.
Adrian, you have one, don't you?
I want one of those. I want one of those so bad.
I haven't flown. You say you've been flying?
I've been flying today. Yeah, we had great weather. We had 72 degrees. That's what it's supposed to be next weekend too. It's been up 72 degrees high and 55 for 45 is early morning today.
So basically, you've been practicing flying that thing. When we meet again in April, you ready for that race?
Yeah, we'll do that with FPVs this time.
That was fun. That was funny when y'all were doing that out there at the park.
That was amazing, Brad. I mean, we had a freaking blast.
That was funny. That was funny. Hey, I'm getting close to FPV.
Oh, there you go. You got
he already got the damn thing.
No. I got this. I got the goggles.
Okay.
And I want to be able. And I got these so I can do ride-alongs.
Okay.
So I'm not going to build. I don't think I'm going to build an FPV drone with the DJI system or anything. I don't think I want to get involved in that because all that is you build, fly, crash, fix, build, rebuild, crash, and it's an endless cycle. So,
yeah, unfortunately,
this I'm interested in. I want the DJI FPV. I definitely do, but I just can't. I can't afford that right now. I can't do it.
Have you flown it yet?
What's that?
Have you flown the DJI FPV?
No, I haven't. Now, Al Duran has one, and we've flown, and he's offered to let me fly it. I feel funny about flying somebody's expensive drone like that because if it crashes, it's on me. Yep. It's on me. So I would have to.
If you don't put the manual mode, it's hard to crash.
Yeah. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have mine in Alston. You can fly that.
All right. Well, I'll do ride along with whoever's got the DJI systems on their FPVs, on the DJI FPV, whatever. But I also have I got Fat Shark that I bought from Ken Herron, so I have that as well, analog. So I had that when we were Dillon, Colorado, I think. But I just got it from Ken. He just shipped it to me like the day before I left for Dillon, and I didn't know how to use it too well, so I didn't get a chance to use it a whole lot in Dillon.
I've got an old Fat Shark. I mean, it's so old it didn't even have a video card recording on it. Billy
No,
Bone. Now, I do have, I did order, I just came in the other day, the BDI, I think it's the adapter. They'll take analog on top of the DJI.
on top on these goggles here.
Yeah.
I want to do that, but what is that? It's like $150.
The one I got was 100. I've got it $60. They sell out real quick. I got it from Race Quads. But then I cannot get it to power up. I don't know why. I'm going to have to talk to maybe Billy Kyle. He's done a review on it. See what he.
I was going to say I was going to get you to help me, but if you're having issues, never mind.
It may be a bad unit. I don't know. It's just not getting powered like it should.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence. I'm debating about either the DJI FPV or the Skydio 2, and all I want it for is for B-roll. Just add a little something to.
That'll be some great B-roll. Yep.
Yeah, that's all I want it for.
It's amazing. Some of the stuff I've seen on YouTube that folks have done with B-roll and everything. I mean, it's just you can get some nice cinematic footage and just. I've seen some great stuff with it, and then there's other people that just fly like crazy, and it's not cinematic, but you get everything.
Yeah, that's my only interest in either one of those drones is for B-roll. I mean, with the Skydio 2, get that little beacon thing, and I could strap that to one of my other drones and just like follow it, and you see the drone flying and it circles around it and everything
that would be
else.
Cool. Yeah, that would be cool. So are you, Dre, are you a one-man show or do you have somebody who works with you?
No, I'm a one-man show, one-man operation. I'm just, like I said, that's why I'm doing it now. So in 5 years, when I decide to tell the city where they can take this job, hopefully I'll be established enough to open my own shop and, have my storefront at that time. But yeah, I'm just getting my feet wet, using my contacts through as an inspector over the years, a lot of developers and contractors that I've worked with over the years, and that's how I've got a lot of my work. Because like I said, if you're in the construction business, you will see each other again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another job somewhere else. It's like anything else.
I used to do that.
Yeah, the community's small. So like I say, guys, oh yeah, I remember you when you were on my job and blah, blah, blah. And you say, yeah, I'm doing this now. So, oh yeah, relationships.
I was in my 20s. I was doing construction, mostly carpentry type work and some concrete work. And some of my more blue collar days, but it was, you saw people all the time over and over again.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm hoping for, so like I said, I decided to retire in about 5 years. I can use those contacts and just continue. And I want to be in a position that I don't have to do this every day. Right. And I always tell people that's the difference in life. We spend most of our lives playing, dancing to somebody else's tune.
Yep.
Most of us do that. And some of us are very lucky to get into a business or a family business to where, you're young enough, you kind of go from that route. And that's nice. But for the majority of us, we got to dance to somebody else's tune for a while.
What's the old saying? Working for the man.
That's it. Working for the man. I'm just at the point now where I don't get bothered. You got enough seniority. People don't bother you and stuff. So they pretty much know you. They figure you know what you're doing. But I still got to show my face and and be able to, as my partner say, stick the landings. Still got to stick the landings,
Yep.
So that's the biggest thing.
All right, so Mike, give us some inside scoop. We know you got some.
I don't have a whole lot.
I look at you like Lauren, like.
I talked to my son-in-law. He's with DJI down in Houston, and he won't say anything. He said we don't. He said they find out when we find out. I don't believe it.
I don't believe that either. I look at you kind of like Lauren when Lauren's in the chats and stuff and on the shows. It's like you got a little bit of an inside scoop there.
No, I don't. You think I do?
Don't.
I don't. I've tried.
I tried
to let it fly. I tried to see if he'd let me fly the Agris. About a $30,000 drone. He wouldn't let me touch it hardly.
Oh my God!
I got to touch it. I couldn't fly it.
Now, Mike, your son works for a drone
My son-in-law.
business?
Son-in-law works for a DJI distributor.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Down in Katy, which is a suburb of Houston.
Okay. Okay.
I've been
Been there about 3 years.
Okay. I was thinking he was for some reason I kept thinking he does a lot of presentations for law enforcement. I thought he was in law enforcement.
He deals with law enforcement, county, local police. He's been to Texas. He's also been to California. He's been to Colorado, Louisiana, traveling as well.
Yeah, the reason I was asking now before you got on, we were talking about that Sky Browse a little bit software, which is supposed to be something geared just for first responders, accident investigations, and possible structural fires for firefighters and stuff. And I was wondering, was your son familiar, or has he been doing demonstrations of that software?
I haven't talked to him about that. I'll check into it.
Yeah, the Sky Browse.
Sky Browse.
I know Ken Donald was talking about it about a month or two back, maybe longer than that. And I know they got the Pix 4D React is usually the like I said, the Cadillac service, but I guess the Sky Browse is trying to find its niche also.
Sure.
And everything. So I'm just trying to get more feedback on it. Other folks who might have been dabbling with it.
So have you taken, Mike, have you taken that DJI FPV full acro yet?
No manual. No, I've taken it. I've had it on sport mode, But,
yeah. Well, I heard sport mode's pretty safe. It's just faster.
It is. It's pretty fast. And on sports mode, you're going about 62, 65. So that's pretty fast.
Wow, that is
it moves. It moves.
You got to make decisions fast when you're flying at that speed.
And I didn't realize when I first heard it on, I just had it set to 1,000 feet or 900 feet. And it gets 800 feet away and it starts slowing down. Yeah, it starts slowing down. It won't go full speed.
1,000 feet, you can do that in a matter of seconds.
Well, I'll change it after that,
Yeah.
But it's fun to, as a camera drone guy, it's fun to play with and to learn. And
is it easy to throw
the motion controller, and that's a little bit to me. I find a little bit hard to get used to, but I'm playing with that as well.
After that guy dunked his out at the Florida meetup,
Right.
I don't think I want any parts of that.
I can get it out in the open field. None are too many trees around. And
The only way I'll do it is if Mark Fisher's around.
Well, I did line of sight too. I didn't do it with the goggles today. So,
Oh, okay, you did line of sight. Yeah.
I think you need to learn it line of sight first for that motion controller, and then put the goggles on.
Yeah.
Actually, when it comes to the motion control, Mike, I don't know, but I thought it was going to be hard to use, but for me, it was pretty simple.
Oh, really?
I mean, and honestly, Brad, if you never mess with it before, anybody in the chat, the motion controller is actually pretty touchy. It's pretty accurate when it comes to the movement. You know what I mean? Forward, back, left, right.
Yeah.
Everything.
So it's full motion, full motion,
touch.
huh?
Full motion.
Yes. It works pretty good.
Is there a trigger on it?
The trigger is pretty much, to accelerate.
Okay. So if you let off of it, does it just stop and hover?
It just stops.
Okay.
Now the way it was, Brad, is that you're gonna accelerate and you're gonna aim the remote, forward. That's forward.
Yeah.
And then this is back. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And this is, left, right. And then if you wanna make the drone, you know what I mean? What you call it? Yaw. Then you're gonna have to be the one, you know what I mean, doing all this goofy stuff, with your wrist.
What makes it go up and down? What elevation?
So what now?
How do you do elevate? How do you do point it up? Okay.
Point it up.
You just get point it up, and then point it down to come down.
Okay. I guess it becomes like a muscle. It becomes a muscle memory, I would assume, right? You get used to it. You finally feel it.
That's why I was doing his line of sight to start with.
Yeah, I would too. If I was going to even attempt that. Not with the goggles.
I hooked it up with an outside monitor too, so the guys I was with could see on my iPad Pro, so they could see what I was saying,
So the guy that was at the South Florida drone meetup that dunked his, did he have the goggles on, or was he doing line of sight?
I think he had the goggles on too.
Yeah, I wasn't watching him fly it, but I did see when the thing went in the water.
Well, he said he only had that drone 3 days. It was his first drone he ever had.
He just bought it, and he was going to leave it. And then Mark Fisher said, I'll do, and nobody knew Mark Fisher at the time.
Right.
And he said, I'll go take a look at it. He said, I swim in the waters up in New York. I can handle it. So he jumped out there.
Hey, bro, this is the one, right? This is it right here.
Yep. Okay. It's pretty cool looking. Looks like a jet fighter type of stick or something.
The only thing with me is that you gotta be careful. Right here's the record button. You could easily activate it if you don't, because you want to keep your thumb right here.
Oh yeah.
So you just have to bring your thumb out, down a little bit. And again, it's really touchy to the touch. It really works.
Can you adjust the sensitivity of that?
You can in the settings a little bit, not that much, just a little bit.
Okay.
It reminds me of the one that Scott Krasinski, the astronaut, came out, the Aviator, several years ago.
Yep.
Much more slimmed down, much more professional,
Okay.
much more compact controller.
That was the one that Ken Herron gave such a hard time about.
He did. What was fun at you were there at Spin Up.
I was there.
It was fun to see Ken and Scott get together, and they flew it together.
Yeah. I've been to all of the Spin Ups.
Yep.
Yeah. Good times.
Yep.
So, Brad, are you going to be working behind the scenes on this one?
No, Kelly's got people. He's hired people more this year than he has in the past. So he's got people taking care of all the video production, the streaming. He's pretty much got. I'm sure he's going to be doing a lot, but I think he's pretty much paying him now. I am helping him set up on Saturday morning at about 6 o'clock. He can't get into the facility until 6 a.m. So he needs help putting chairs and stuff up. And so me and probably Al Duran is going to be with me. We'll probably go over there and help. And then I think Bill, Metro Drones, and his wife Sandy might be over there to help. So we'll get chairs all set up, tables. And then in the evening, we'll have to do the reverse, tear everything down and clean up because he's got to be out of there by evening.
Okay.
So that's basically the stuff I'll be doing behind the scenes. That other than these coasters and stuff that I'm doing, and Kelly, he commissioned me to do some of that. I'm throwing some stuff in myself, and well, it's gonna be a good time.
Now, are we going to be able to see it on YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube. He's streaming it live on YouTube. Yep, and I think it's going to be on multiple social media. So it might be on. I don't want to say something that's wrong, but maybe Facebook or Instagram. Maybe I can't remember where he said. I think he said it's going to be multiple streams.
And I think Sean Geeks Vonda's going to be doing a pre-show again too.
Yep, he is.
About an hour before.
Is that Geeks Varna? Geeks Varna?
Yeah, Sean
It
is.
started around 9 o'clock, I think.
Yeah, and I want to say it's more than an hour before, but maybe that's
maybe it is. Maybe it's more than an hour before. Yeah, he did a good job last year. That he's gonna.
Oh yeah, he did a great job last year. We watched it. I was like I said, was at the Ellen. We watched it. He did a really good job with that. Yeah. This year will be more organized than last year, I'm sure.
Right.
And when is it again?
November 6th.
Next Saturday.
That will be a Saturday, right?
The next Saturday. Yep. And he streams it for free. So if you don't have a ticket, you can still watch it, but you're not eligible for the prizes.
Right. But if you miss some of the live stream, it will be on YouTube afterwards as well.
Right.
Hey Ken, how you doing, Mr. Placer here? How you doing, Ken? Thank you for coming in, buddy.
There's
Really appreciate you, man. That's pretty cool because I'll be watching it. I'm not gonna be there, but I'll be watching.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll be able to see some of you guys in there.
Oh yeah, you will. I'm sure they'll probably have. I would guess he's going to have walk around video in probably during some of he's going to have some fun events where there's going to be some drone racing, and he's got some people who are going to have maybe some Nerf guns to shoot at them, try to shoot them down. This is what I've heard. I don't know this to be factual. I talked to Kelly a couple times, but he didn't ever tell me that.
I've heard him say it on other shows, so he's going to do this.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And that's going to be like an all-day event?
I think it's from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock, maybe.
5, something like that.
I think it's 10 to 5, 10 to 4, 10 to 5, something like that. Yep. And then
that's
Sunday,
in Texas, right?
Yeah, Alston, Texas. It's going to be in Cedar Park. Cedar Park is where it is, and right outside of Alston.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the Bushy area of Alston. The Richie Rich live around that area. That's just one of many areas that the Richie Rich live.
Right in Alston. It goes south.
Michael Wright.
Yep.
Dripping streaks.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be good times. I mean, there's going to be, I think Kelly told me he was, what did he tell me today? He's approaching, he said a lot more people have bought tickets here in the last week than he thought. I think he's approaching 100 people now that have bought tickets.
Well, good.
So
Great.
that doesn't mean every one of those people are coming to Alston.
Right.
It just, I would guess at least 3/4 of those people will be in Alston, and the other quarter maybe will be watching virtually, but they're eligible for the prizes.
Right.
So we got Mr. Herman, Phantom Flight 101 in the house. How you doing, buddy? Thank you for
Herman's
coming.
in the
I
house.
really appreciate you, sir.
Yep. Wow.
Right.
Haven't seen him in a little
Those guys.
bit.
I'm getting
Those
quite the
guys.
crowd this evening.
Yep. You got 29, looks like in the house right at the moment. You got lucky number 13 on the down thumbs down.
Sweet.
Lucky number 13. Hey, so then Mike, I don't know if what we're doing Saturday night. Are we doing a bowling?
I haven't heard. I'm gonna bring the
I
ball.
haven't heard either.
And you know about Friday night. You've heard that.
Yeah, Friday night we're doing the pizza place, right?
Yes, it's called Aviator Pizza and
Aviator
Grill House.
Pizza. Yep, that's
And
what
Grill
Kelly
House.
was.
Yes, so
Where is that? Is that close to Cedar? Where is that at?
it's about 12. This is about 12 miles away.
Okay.
16 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
Closer to 35.
All right. Yeah, that'll be closer to Round Rock then, right?
Right. It'll be closer to Round Rock.
Yeah, so it'll be closer to me. I'm gonna probably, I don't know what Al's gonna want to do. Chris Hope and Rodney Bell is riding down from Dallas with Chris because he's actually already out visiting his mom somewhere. I think he flew into Dallas today, got a car this morning, and then drove to his mom's. I don't know where that is exactly, but he's supposed to meet back up with Chris Hope on Friday, and then they're riding down Friday.
Okay.
And meeting us at the hotel at some point. And then I guess at some point, however folks feel, we'll head over towards the hotels that are near where the event's going to be, and then maybe over to the Aviator Pizza joint at 6. Hang out there, have pizza, drinks, socialize. But hopefully, I don't know if we'll have time. I'm staying through Monday morning before Al and I jump back on the road again to head back to Virginia. But I'd like to get, we had such a good time bowling in Dillon, Colorado.
Right.
It'd be cool to do that again. And we might not be able to do that on this trip, considering what, there's going to be a lot going on, I guess.
Exactly. Right. Well, I plan on staying until Sunday night. It's from Cedar Park. It's like a 2.5 hour drive to my home.
Oh, nice.
I may be there till, depending on what's going on, maybe it's 8, 9 o'clock at night, depending on people are out,
Yeah.
So.
Well, Dre, hopefully, I know you said you're not going either. Hopefully you'll be able to watch it on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna make sure I clear my schedule next weekend. Yeah, I don't have nothing planned for next weekend. The week after that is Veterans Weekend.
Do you fly on the weekends as well, Dre?
Unless I'm working.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, do you normally go out and do jobs on the weekends as well?
Yeah, that's when I try to schedule. Is on the weekends. I'm at work during the week, so I schedule. That's why there's certain jobs I'll turn down. Cause there's just some folks I say, hey, I don't need it. I'm not going to pass up what I make, at my job to come work for a lot less money. So,
right.
Well, Brad, you are going out to the Florida meetup, aren't you?
Yeah, that's the plan. I'm hoping I get my wife to come this time. My aunt lives in Palm Bay, so that's where I stayed. Right down. It wasn't very far from the event at all this year, but next year it's I think Jensen Beach is maybe an hour and 15 minutes south from her, so not too bad. I mean, I'm still going to stay with her, and again, hopefully my wife will come this time, and we'll make a week of vacation out of it.
Hey, Brad
I'm
Alston,
driving to Johnny the day before. I'm going to stay with Johnny. We're driving out there. Going to get a hotel out there together, kind of share the cost.
Hey, Brad Alston, JSK Enterprise would like to know around what time would the stream start for the spin up. Do you know?
I can pull it. I can pull it up here. I think it's 10
Officially
o'clock.
10 o'clock official, but
yeah, I think it is.
Pre-show will start whenever Sean starts, 8:30 or 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which will be late for him, right? Yeah, Sean. let's see, spin up. I'm pulling it up. It says 10 a.m. on the event invite. So I'm guessing the stream, I could see they might start the stream a little earlier, maybe, but I'd say officially 10 o'clock to 5:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And I think while we're there that night, Saturday night, that's when the time changes, right?
It changes, yes.
Okay.
Sunday.
I'll put this one
sleep Saturday night.
I'll put this one caveat out there. I would be watching unless it interferes with qualifying for the Mexican Grand Prix.
I was going to say it's either that
F1's king.
I was going to say it might be a football game or two on, not on that day, probably. Not, but
for all the years I played and coached football, that's no big deal. But I am a big F1 fan.
Let's see. Trying to find.
Hey, Mendes, Drone Up. How you doing, buddy? Thank you for coming in, sir. Really appreciate you.
So, I was looking at my hotel. Oh, okay. My hotel in Round Rock is Homewood Suites. Oh, wait a minute. I just pulled it up. Where's it at? Homewood Suites. Oh, over off of Del Way in Round Rock. So I've been there many a times from my job, and I love that hotel.
So you'll be pretty close to the park there.
Yeah, to the park for Sunday, for when we go flying on Sunday, right?
Okay.
Yep, it's not too far from the Dell Diamond.
Right.
And the park's right behind that, I think. I missed out on that on the first year.
Yeah.
First year, Kelly had a funny story about that. Kelly and I became friends before the first spin up was even announced. And he and I talked about it a couple of times. He was talking about, hey, what do you think about, how do you think folks would think about having a meetup somewhere like here in Texas, or, what do you think about that? And he was just, picking my brain, and we were having a beer or two. And I said, I think it would be great. I said, I'd come, it's something I've never done and didn't, there's a few folks that I've heard of that fly their drones in meetup groups, but nothing really big. And sure enough, about 6 months later, he was talking about setting this thing up. And when I talked to him about it, I said, all right, I'm going to plan out the flight. I said, I'm going to come in on Friday. And I said, do you think I should stay through Monday morning? Oh, no. Everybody's going home Saturday evening or Sunday morning. You can go ahead and get your air out of there. And I tease him about this from time to time, but so I did that. I left on Sunday morning. Sure enough, a whole bunch of them got together and flew all day at that park behind the Dell Diamond, and I missed out on that. So I won't make that mistake again.
Well, I missed the first one by a week. I was completely out of town. I could not make it that first one. But I wouldn't miss it.
Carl, thank you for coming in, buddy.
Really first one I think we had 65 people at the first one, which was amazing.
Yeah, the second had about 85, I think. Something like that.
Yeah. Hey, he had some great speakers too. I mean, he had, I don't know, 8 or 10, speakers there. It was really good. I mean, we did mostly everything was just speakers and sitting down and watching these presentations. At lunchtime, folks went out and flew their drones in the Dell Diamond area. And
I remember watching that video. Was it Double that crashed his Mavic 2 Pro into the fencing?
That was the one, and that was the one last year or 2 years ago, in 19.
Yeah.
That was he crashed into it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the second. That was the second year.
Yeah.
Yep, he crashed it right over top of.
Thank you for coming in, buddy.
He crashed that thing right over top of somebody that was either sitting in a chair or I forgot what it was. Yeah, he hadn't flown those FPV drones hardly at all, I think. And he flew. That was when we were on the ball field, right, Mike?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. And he flew that thing. I was standing over there when he did that. He almost ran. I mean, full speed into this guy that was in. I think he was in a wheelchair actually. But anyway,
somebody in a wheelchair there. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he almost hit the guy in the wheelchair. But anyway, it was a good. It was a good turnout too. We had a good time at that one. But that was funny too because Ken he had just started flying FPV and not even knowing how to fly, but a year later he was flying like he does now.
Right. And the goggles had just come out like 3 weeks before that. And I forget it was Billy Kyle or was it Ed or I forget who had the goggles.
Maybe Ed Ricker.
Ed Ricker may have been. They had their goggles out there. Everybody was watching them, looking at them.
Yeah. They were pretty cool.
It'll be the same way this year with the Mavic 3.
Yep, it will be. We'll see it.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to see it a little bit. Some of the guys that will have it, hopefully they'll be there Friday afternoon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
rather than wait till Friday night or Saturday.
Yeah.
So what else you have on the agenda, Adrian? I see you got FAA rules down here and FCC rules.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Before I get to that, Brad, there was something here.
Chris has a question.
Was asking a question for you.
Yeah, I see that question. Chris is asking, how did I meet Kelly?
Okay.
So I was debating whether or not to buy, I think it was the Mavic Air when the Air was announced. And he had put up I had been watching his videos on YouTube, and I saw his video on the Mavic Air, and he had just gotten it. And so I went to his About tab, and I was in Texas working for Capital One Bank. That's who I work for, doing some work out there in Alston, Texas. And I watched some of his videos while I was in the hotel there. Never knew that he lived in Alston, Texas for some reason. I'd watched a lot of his videos, never paid attention to it. And so I went to his About tab and sent him a message after I found out he was there. And I said, hey, I'm so-and-so. I'm into drones, and I like your videos. And I said, wouldn't mind picking your brain a little bit. He emailed me back 30 minutes later, and I was still working. I think I was in Cedar Park, actually. And I said, he said, I'm going to my son's school at about 4 o'clock or something like that, if you want to meet me over there. So I said, sure. And then he sent his phone number. We exchanged numbers. And so I pinged him, went over there. And I have to admit, I was nervous because he was pretty big on YouTube already about that time. This was before the first spin up. And he was already getting to be a pretty big YouTuber. So I went over there, and he was out in the middle of the football field where I ran the track, and he was flying his drone. I went over in there and shook his hand, and he said, you want to fly the drone? I said, yeah, the Mavic Air. I hadn't bought it yet. I was wanting to buy it. And so he let me fly it, and we just chatted. And that was my first experience talking to him, and we've been friends ever since.
Hey, thank you for coming in. Mr. Jonathan Warren, all the way from the United Kingdom. Thank you for popping in. I really appreciate you. So, Dre, when it comes to the, I think we spoke about it a little bit last week, didn't we?
Which part? The FAA rules or FCC rules?
Then we talked about it a little bit, I believe, about the FAA. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the FCC one that I've been hearing so much about, how the DJI drones are going to be banned or something here in the United States. Can you kind of elaborate on that a little bit for me?
I sat in on the FAA. I guess they had a big old Zoom meeting.
Advisory panel.
Yeah, which I thought was quite hilarious and stuff. I think make sure we refer to everybody in their proper pronoun.
Was Ken Herron part of that?
No, Ken wasn't there, but Vic Moss was on the panel.
Okay.
He didn't say much of anything, but this lady from I forgot what agency she is with, but when I popped in, they were talking about how we need to the language of the old the books, whatever. We got to have the proper pronouns. We can't use he and all this kind of stuff. We got to say the theys and thems and what and hows or whatever and stuff. So they went on and off about literally an hour on that part right there alone. And then Mr. Houston, as I typed in, I think we watched. I think Geek Final was putting it on. And as soon as he popped in, I typed in the Geek Final's chat. I said, Houston, we have a problem. And stuff. So they're supposed to go on to the next subject, but they took a break, and I had to go off and do some of the work. But there's this one whole hour talking about pronouns and how they're supposed to address people in the future and everything. This is from air traffic control and all this kind of stuff.
I saw they're doing away with the word cockpit now.
Yeah, all this different stuff. And I was just like, man, this is, little. But getting back to the subject at hand, I think the FCC is allowing itself to fall into the trap of becoming politicized, like so many other government agencies in DC. When you have one of the commissioners making grand statements on who would win and how, and pretty much unofficially trying to make policy, trying to influence those in the legislation. And I think he stepped way out of bounds on that, and from a professional standpoint, because like I told somebody in another chat, I said, until it comes out on FCC letterhead, what he says is just, I might as well just have said it. Doesn't mean nothing. But the problem is, being on that commission, he can influence those who are going to be voting, because they're going to listen to what he has to say, because he is the say expert.
Okay.
So when he compares DJI to, what's the company name, Huawei, or what they pronounce that phone company's name, that they banned a couple of years back, and they are pretty much non-existent in America to this day when that came out. So my question is this, okay, if they are able to put DJI products, because they didn't stipulate just drones, they're talking about DJI as a corporation. So that means everything they make, from that camera that just came out, all the other little things, the Ronins and all this other kind of stuff, if it has some type of connectivity, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, anything else, they all could be put on that FCC list, to where the FCC would not approve that equipment to be sold in the United States. So that's my concern, is that, okay, how's this going to affect us in the future if what this guy's trying to push through his commission with actually comes to fruition? That how's that going to affect not just the drone part of DJI, how's it going to affect the action camera, the gimbals, and all other different things? Because everything you buy now is either Bluetooth or internet connected.
Right. That's true.
So an FCC has to put their hand of approval on those items to make sure they meet the standards. If they put DJI on that list, it's going to affect their whole product line. So that's what my concern is, because they didn't specify just the drones. He was talking about DJI as a company. So that includes all the things they make. So that's a real concern. How's it going to affect them in the future? And what about the current products they're going to be here, they're going to stay here. Just like with the other ZTE phones, which was made by Huawei or whatever their company's name. They're here, they still work. But in the future, what's that going to mean? That means the third-party market is going to dry up, like we were talking about earlier, about how people make all these accessories for DJI stuff. That market is going to go away. Because they said, why are we going to make stuff for something that's not going to be sold here in America?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a big blow to not just DJI, but across other small companies that are affiliated with DJI products.
But I've been hearing more about DJI. For example, isn't Altel also a drone company from China?
Yeah. Well, like I said, no matter where the drone company is, where it's at, all the parts come out of China. All the circuitry, all the chips.
It seems like they're only talking about DJI being.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's become more of a political issue than it is an actual, I would say, threat to our as a nation, our safety as a nation, as far as our infrastructures and our the word I'm looking for is intellectual properties is what the big thing is I'm looking at. That's why I say it's more of a political thing than I think anything else, because if you want to ban DJI, then you have to ban Altel. You have to ban Hubsan, which nobody I think get mad about that. You have to ban basically the whole gamut of drones and a lot of tech stuff that comes out of China. A lot of tech stuff, man.
Well, DJI is an easy target,
Yeah, because they're big. They're the biggest, biggest guy on the field.
That's right.
But like I said, if you're trying to go after China using companies to gain information on U.S. Intellectual properties, U.S. infrastructure, dude, you have to shut down everybody. But that's not what they're doing. They're picking and choosing. No, they're not going to do that. So that's what I'm saying, that it's more of a political thing, just like they talk about all the other agencies in DC have become so political that you don't know what they're doing was good for the country or what's just good for certain parties.
Political, yeah. Right.
And that's why I'm saying that, him speaking out the way he did, this really showed me the politicalization of what was trying to happen here. Because like I say, when the previous president was in office, he was trying to put a ban on certain companies and groups and stuff, and didn't work out as well. But now you got the FCC. It doesn't matter who's in office because the FCC puts their stamp on it. Doesn't matter. President or whoever can't change that.
Right.
So that's the real risk of it all, is that it's going to hurt not just DJI, it's going to hurt a lot of companies across the board who support DJI or get support from DJI by selling accessories and everything else for them. Sometimes people can't see the bigger picture. All they see is the target they want to hit.
That's right. They get blinded. They get blinded by that.
Yeah. So that's the way I see it. That what has occurred. But like I said, there's 4 people on that panel, and he's just one voice, and he's not even the chairman. Some lady's the chairman of the commission. So
just a voice. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, so there's his vote doesn't override 3 other votes. So
but how big is his voice though? That's the question.
That's what I'm saying. I'd be a little more concerned if he was the chairman, because usually the chairman can sway at least another vote easily. Yeah. So by this lady, and she has not come out and said anything for or against what he said. So it lets me know that this is definitely something that's sitting on the table, and it all depends who wants to pick it up and run with it.
I want to say hi, Canadian Drone Hub. Roger, how you doing?
Hey, Roger, Canadian Drone Hub. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah. Roger, what are you still doing up? They get some sleep. It's getting close to my bedtime.
I know, me too. I told Adrian earlier. Today I'd have to get out of here by 10. That ain't happening. So
if you notice, Brad, I keep watching the time, but I'm trying not to tell you anything so you won't leave. I thought maybe you just forget.
No, we're all Brad, good. I'm enjoying it.
Like I say, Brad, you guys are Central Time and East Coast time. It's West Coast. It's barely 8 o'clock, and I'm starting to yarn. But that lets me know, as I approach 60 here in about another month, hey, it's time to go to bed.
I'm right behind you, Dre. I'm only 2 years behind you.
Well, I got old a month ago. I'm turned 65.
Oh yeah,
you're the old man of the group.
Yeah. One lady was telling me today when I was out flying, she said something about being old. So yeah, you go to bed early and you wake up early. I said, yep, that's about it.
Well, I keep hearing this thing, when you get older, you sleep less. I feel like sleeping more.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's just like I can say every day I wake up, go to work, I'm like, oh man, I could call off today. I got plenty of time for books. You debate about just getting out of bed and going to work.
That's right.
I was like, man. I said,
this work from home stuff makes it tough for me. I work at the office every once in a while with the ATMs, but when you get up, you set the alarm for 6, and I hit the snooze I use my phone for my alarm, but I'll turn it off and have it go back off again at 6:30. So I get another 30 minutes, but I don't sleep during that 30 minutes. I'm sitting there worried about I'm not getting up. So I lay there and I finally get up. So I do it to myself. I should just get up when the damn thing goes off.
My alarm goes off at 4 a.m. And I tell you, between 4 a.m. and 4:45 is the best sleep every morning.
I'm glad I don't have to do that all the time.
I would say going to the gym motivates me to go to work.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I go to the gym 3 times a week. I'm there at 5. And by the time I get done my workout, I'm ready to go to work and everything. But those days in between, I'm like, wow. Get up, knee might hurt. Strange pain in my foot. I haven't done anything.
Welcome to your
60s.
Coming in.
Yeah. All that kind of good stuff.
Oh my gosh.
I hear you, Gary, over there. I hear you. It's a napkin camp. It's going to do for a napkin camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to get up some mornings. I work with the ATMs with Capital One Bank, and that's what I've been doing for about 10 years. I've been with them for about 5 years, but I have to get up some mornings 3:30, 3:45, because we deploy software. I won't get into details because I can't, but we deploy software to ATMs weekly. Federal regulations, security stuff. I can't get in more details than that, but we send up software to these ATMs all the time, patches, fixes. I mean, there's sometimes daily, and we've got 2,300 of them in the fleet with Capital One, and that's small in comparison to some of them. But I have to get up in the mornings to do validations, is what we call it, and we have to log into these ATMs and make sure they're literally up and running for the customer.
Working properly.
Yeah, working properly. So I have to log in remotely and go through and make sure the hardware's there and make sure it's got cache in it. And, I have to do a lot of those things. And before anybody asks, I can't get you any cash out of them. There's no special PIN codes or anything you can do to get. I can't even get access to the cash.
They're asking the wrong question, bro. They should ask you, can you extend my credit line?
You see what I'm saying?
That's the question you gotta ask. Then my credit line, so I go buy that nice Mavic 3 City.
City
model.
Anybody ever ask you why they have? Does anybody ask you why they have Braille on the ATMs, on the drive-up ATMs?
Wow, I know. Yeah, that's a regulation.
Braille.
Yeah.
It is a regulation thing still, even for the drive-up ATMs. It seems it's ADA requirements.
There you go.
It's because somebody can pull up in a car, and somebody that can drive and see, and the passenger can get out that can't see and use the ATM.
Or cab driver, or whatever, exactly.
Or cab driver, they'll take, and it's not the way to do it, but sometimes they'll take a car through the wrong direction so the person in the passenger seat can use the ATM. That's a little risky, but they do it.
Yeah.
But it's a regulation, ADA regulation. We have to have. There's all kinds of stuff.
I've dealt with that, designing banks and working with Debo and so forth.
Yeah, there's certain the monitor, the highest reach point has to be 48 inches. The monitor has got to be within a certain elevation, and all the touch points have to be within a certain span of distance. It's a lot of numbers, and I don't have them all in my head, but I've dealt with them quite a bit.
Yeah, the ADA is a monster. Like I said, they can shut down a business behind.
There's people out there don't understand all the ADA requirements of everything you do in your life. I mean, between door handles and steps and sidewalks and traffic lights, and I mean, there's a lot of ADA requirements in everything we do out there in the world.
It's not just sight though; it's hearing as well.
Hearing,
I'll deal with it. Texas has their own called Texas Accessibility. It mirrors the ADA 95%. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Most states
they have their own inspection. We inspect it. ADA isn't inspected; it's a course. But Texas is a construction law, and we have to have the plans reviewed and then inspected prior to getting a CO.
I had to laugh. Uncle Bill's Toys.
No,
American Dental Association.
I just when I first saw, I'm like, what? And I thought ADA. I'm like, American Disability Act.
Yep, American Disability Act.
Yeah, I can say when I was an inspector, that's a lot of stuff I get people for is ADA. Parking spots, measure them out, no more than a 1.7 degree slope in any given direction. Toilets got to be 24 inches off center, from the wall. All that kind of good stuff.
That's okay. Yeah. Right.
All that kind of good stuff, man. You can shut down a business in a heartbeat behind ADA.
The big thing is the wheelchair stuff these days, because if the wheelchair doesn't have 48 inches of spin around area in front of an ATM or a doorway or something like that,
that's the landing.
They'll shut a business down.
Yeah, usually the landing, a level landing has to be, we call it 5 foot. At 48 inches, we call it 5. There you go. Yeah. Gotta be for that door opening and have that extra space for someone to be able to go through a door.
Hey, I don't know how we got off of drones, but this is a good conversation.
Talking about ATMs.
We're talking about ATMs. What I did. Sorry, I did that.
No, that's okay. I mean, it just goes to show that we have other common interests
Oh
Right.
yeah,
Either be work related or whatever. We can sit there and talk about ADA and how it affects our jobs.
Oh yeah, look at Third Eye View. Hey, he's right. ADA and HIPAA are powerful organizations.
Oh yeah,
that is absolutely right.
oh yeah,
They are.
Right.
And out here in
Very
California,
powerful.
you have those shyster lawyers who are notorious to send people out. They got people out there that are better than us inspectors. They can jump out of a car, measure that stuff, and say, "Hey, you're not ADA compliant."
Right.
And if they see something in a parking lot outside that's not correct, then more than likely inside is not as well.
Yep.
Right.
That's always the golden rule. You find one little thing as an inspector. I said, if I find this, I know there's something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a big thing in California is the frivolous lawsuits, and most companies pay up because it's cheaper to pay $8,000-9,000 than go to court.
That's right.
Exactly.
Much cheaper. Hey,
Yep.
lawn, automatic dildos.
What did Lon say?
Automatic dildo similars.
Lawn, I'm not surprised. That's
Hey, Big Water, UAV Solution. Thank you for coming in. Have a good night, buddy.
good thing this is not a family show.
Yeah. Hey, Adrian, I'm gonna have to call it, dude. It is getting late. I haven't even eaten.
Wait a
dinner.
minute, Dre, you're on the West Coast.
I know. I haven't even eaten dinner. I walked in the house right off the road, got on here, so I didn't want to be too late
Wait a
and
minute.
stuff.
Wait a
And
minute.
I haven't even eaten.
Here's what time it is for me.
I know.
8 o'clock. Great.
I'm already. I've been already drooling by then.
All right, Dre. Well, thank you for coming in, buddy. I really appreciate
Hey, I
it.
appreciate
good
it, and I
Great.
appreciate all you folks in the chat for coming in here, and I appreciate you, brother Adrian. You've been a big supporter of mine. It really influenced me to get on YouTube and do the things that I do now. I want to thank you in front of everybody for that.
My pleasure,
Hey,
sir.
Dre, I
Okay.
just sent you a message in Messenger.
Okay, not a problem. And stuff. And Mr. Wright, I appreciate you too, sir, and I appreciate your son-in-law there. And hopefully, I'll get down to Texas by next year. We'll get a chance to sit down and, as we say, chop it up a little bit.
Sure. Sounds great.
All right,
Okay.
you gentlemen, take care.
Hey, you
Take
take
care,
care,
Dre.
Dre.
Good night,
Good
buddy.
talking with you.
Night.
Awesome. So, Mike, what do you want to talk about tonight? You haven't had much time.
Well, I do want
I
to
know
go
y'all
down.
talked to Mavic 3 earlier. Are you ready to talk about that? I heard when I was fighting with the connections. So.
I do want to go down and ask a couple of questions. Big Mike, Wright. I kind of asked Brad also the same thing, but I'm just kind of interested because I've been giving some interesting stories of how you get started when it comes to drones. What about you? Like, what really got you interested in drones?
How it actually started was actually back in 2014. My daughter was giving her boyfriend or fiance a plane, RC plane.
RC plane, okay.
And they decided to get me one at the same time, thinking it would be good bonding. But we went to around Thanksgiving week, we went to a meetup in Hyco, which is about an hour and a half drive from here, halfway to, say, Alston, south of here. And I bought it was the Blade Chroma 350 QX. It was 8 months old. And that was my first drone. And it was at the time, the Phantom had just come out, Phantom 1. It was a competitor to the Phantom. It was made by Unique. Unique had their own version, the same thing, but it was just branded under the Chroma, under Hobby Zone or the Chroma Blade Chroma name. Same controller, everything, just had their own Blade name. And I flew that for a couple of years. I still have it. I still have a Blade Chroma, believe it or not. I haven't flown it in years. But then when the Mavic first came out, I ordered it, and it came out like October. I ordered it 2 weeks after it came out, November 3rd. And they were only getting the local DJI distributor in Dallas. Dallas Drones were only getting 2 or 3 a week, if that. And I was like number 7 on the list. It took me 6 weeks.
Wow.
It showed up
Holy
on
cow.
Christmas Eve in Frisco, and it was at 2:00 in the afternoon. So it took me 4 hours to get there in the traffic. I had it for Christmas morning.
Nice.
And since then I've had the Mavic. I sold that one eventually. I bought the Mavic 2. I've had the Spark. I still got the Tello.
You got a Phantom too, don't you?
Mavic 2, I've sold it to one of my employees just a couple weeks ago, last week.
But do you own a Phantom at all?
I have a Phantom V4 version 2.
Oh, okay.
I like that. I'm keeping that right now, but when the Mavic 3 comes out, doing the mechanical shutter, I'll probably I'm thinking of selling the Phantom as well.
Right.
That mechanical shutter is great to do mapping and aerial photography.
Hey, Johnny Drone Flyer, thank you for coming in, buddy.
Really
Johnny appreciate you, bud.
That's the one thing the Mavic 2 did not have is a mechanical shutter.
No, it does not.
Mavic 3 is supposed to have it, supposedly. So.
And then the 4 Pro has the Phantom 4 Pro has it, right?
It does have
it.
The
V2.0 has it, right?
And I had the Spark controller. I'm looking at selling that as well. I just bought just came in the other day. I just bought the Triple Tech.
Oh, nice. Gosh, that thing is
first time with it.
That's such a nice looking. I saw you posted that.
I love it.
I can't. That was it. $600 more than that. 700.
8.
Yeah, 8.
I sold I've sold my iPad Mini 3.
I'm gonna have to sell my Harley.
I've got an iPad Pro I'm gonna sell. It's a 3rd generation 2.19 version. So it'll pay for the Triple Tech.
I wanted that smart controller so bad, but now it's been so long. I'm not getting that anymore.
I'm taking it to spin up because someone who wants to buy it. I'll make a good deal.
maybe I'll talk to you about that. Maybe I don't know. I wanted it, but I know hopefully the new. I was hoping the new one is going to have a bigger screen on it.
But it's not.
It's not. Yeah.
Everything read, and it's the same. It's just better or newer hardware, newer chip.
Now, if I heard correctly, according to all the hoopla that's going on, the new smart controller, you won't be able to use it with any of the Mavic Air, or
is that because of OcuSync 3,
right?
From what I've read, that's yet to be known. I've asked Lauren about that too, and he said it's yet to be known. He doesn't know either.
Is it an OcuSync 3 thing?
It is OcuSync 3.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that it won't work with OcuSync 2.
Right. It's probably just a firmware upgrade or downgrade or whatever.
Exactly. It's just additional. I think it has like additional band or 2 bands on OcuSync 3.
That's the one thing DJI does not do well, is allow their customers to buy equipment that makes their older equipment or their newer equipment backwards compatible with their older equipment.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just that to me, you got to, there's a fine line there. You want to sell new products, yes.
Right.
But you've got to keep your customers happy, and you don't want them to sell their old drones necessarily. You want to keep them and keep buying them. But right. I don't know. I've always struggled with that with DJI because they have done a few nice things for the customers and allow, this. Allowing the smart controller, yes, to work with some of these things, but now they're going to put out a new one that's possibly not going to be backwards compatible.
And I bet it's going to be $1,000 for that.
Oh, I bet it is too, because look what everybody else is getting for them now.
That's why I went with the Triple Tech. I thought it's going to be more versatile, and it's better screen. It's a 1200 nits.
Yeah. I bet that 1200 nits is really nice.
And it doesn't go out like I've used my iPad in the past because certain mapping and like Pix4D or the Drone Deploy, certain ones used to be only iOS. And I have to use iPad for that. But iPad in the Texas, it will shut down. My iPhone is shut down. My iPads have shut down in the heat.
Are they still doing that? They're shutting down?
They're still doing that, yes. But the Triple Tech does not, and neither does a smart controller because they have built-in fans and cooling for their Android. And I'm learning Android a little bit just based on the smart controller because I'm iOS always.
So I'm an Android guy. I'm an Android. I'm not iOS at all.
Yeah, well, I went to iOS at first when iPad first came out. So.
Oh, you're in charge, Mike.
But Adrian, I know Adrian has the one other thing came up is that motion control he was talking about. the beta testers for the Air 2S, when it first came out, it was working.
Oh,
it was working with Air 2S as well.
yeah.
When FPV first announced it, the DJI.
Well, that's the part I was getting at.
Problems. There's rumors that it may end up working for any future DJI drones.
I want this or a future version of this to work. I want this actually to work with the Air 2S. I mean, at least the Air 2S. I can see maybe not the Mini 2 that I have, but the Air 2S, I want to fly the Air 2S in FPV mode, but you can't do that with anything. So, I mean, that's what's got me upset with DJI right now.
Well,
I bought this not for that reason. I want to be able to do ride-alongs, but.
Well, the same thing, Brad, is that was the talk when they were beta testing Air 2S. Evidently, the goggles were working with it.
Yep.
But there was evidently some hiccups on it. So we don't know that it'll ever be backward compatible or not. You don't know. I mean, when they had the Phantom 4 V2, they came out, they talked about for over a year and a half about having the smart controller support it. And it didn't. They finally came out about a year ago. They updated the Go4 app to support the smart controller with the Phantom 4 V2.
This shit knocked me out again. I don't
understand. Have it happen, So.
Yeah, Mike took over the show. He was good.
Yeah, my freaking the internet just went out and it just took a dump on me. I had to reboot the whole damn computer.
Hey, I want to address one. I want to address one thing Lon said. You're right, Lon. The smart controller did work with. I didn't know it was 9 DJI drones, but I was hoping that it would work with the drones I had. I know that's asking for a lot, but I was hoping that it would work with my Air 2, and I think it does work with the Air 2S. But
it works with the Air 2S, yes.
Yeah, Air 2S. So I might be misspoke there, but you're right, Lon.
It works with Air 2 as well, I believe.
Yeah, I think it did or does.
Yeah.
I sold my Air 2, and I sold my Mini 1 and my Air 2 not too long ago, within the last 6 months. So I'm down to 2 DJI drones now, which I had 5 at one time. Yeah. And I still have I bought when we were in Dillon, Colorado, I talked to Kelly, I talked to Sean, I talked to Doc Murdoch, I talked to a bunch of folks about what would be a good entry level FPV drone. And Kelly, he was always telling me about the Emax series, the ready to fly kits. So I ended up buying, before I even left Dillon, I ordered it on Amazon, the Tiny Hawk 2 RTF, and had it shipped to the house. And it was there a couple days after I got back from Dillon. I bought 5 extra batteries. I think that's all I bought extra with it. Maybe chargers. I bought USB chargers. And charged those batteries up, played with it in the house, just in the living room. And it hasn't been out of the box since. And that was a year ago.
I have the same experience. I spent some time with Kelly, going out to Sean's house, and talked about the Emax. I bought it. Same thing. Had 5 batteries. My problem is it does not work with glasses. I cannot.
I know. That's what I had an issue with, those goggles.
I just gave up on it. But I did. I have it.
Well, that was another reason why I wanted to buy. I didn't initially want to buy the Emax Tiny Hawk 2 before I went to Dillon, but Ken Herron sold me his Fat Sharks, the analog Fat Sharks. I can use those with the Tiny Hawk 2 without, and not wear the glasses, and I can see that screen for some reason, but I can't see the screen inside the Emax. Those Emax goggles are horrible. For me,
well, that's why I bought this BD. That's why I bought this BD adapter, the analog adapter.
To add to this.
The DJI, so I can have because I bought Kelly had them I went to a meetup down with Kai, one of the ones. Kelly had the prescriptions lenses that you pop into your DJI. I don't know if you're familiar with those.
Which ones again?
They're prescription lenses. That pop into your DJI goggles that you have.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not familiar with that.
And I'll send you the link. Kelly did a review on them.
Well, I don't wear.
I ordered those, and that's why I want to be able to use the DJI goggles with the analog, because of a prescription is in there as well.
Well, the one thing about that is I don't wear prescription glasses. I wear readers. So that's it's different. Yeah.
Right.
So I don't need these like 2 feet out in front of me and beyond. I just need these up close. And when you put goggles on, that's up close.
Right.
But
I'm the other way around. I take the glasses off when I'm up close.
But these, you know, Al Duran let me put his on and look at the drone while it was hovering here in Richmond one time. I didn't fly it, and I could use them. I could see it fine. So,
and that's one thing that I love about those goggles, Brad. For example, when we go to the drone meetup again in April, when I'm flying, I can actually give you permission for you to see me flying, you know, with the goggles.
Yep, I can ride along. Yep.
That's why you bought them, isn't it, Brad?
That's why I bought them.
Yes.
That's why I bought them. Yep.
Which I think is freaking amazing.
Yeah, and I know so many people are getting into DJI digital side. So I mean, the FPV side. So again, Al Duran, he builds all his drones with DJI systems in it. So I can do ride-alongs with him, which I haven't done yet. I just got these not too long ago, and so I haven't even used them for the first time. I'll probably use them next weekend.
Well, I just saw that Robinson has the BDI adapter I was talking about. I need to talk to him to spin up to see what I'm doing wrong, because I'm not getting power into him like supposedly.
Okay,
so it looks like
you say that one more time.
See, BD Industries. That's the one that has the analog adapter.
Oh, okay, okay.
And Third Eye, Rob, he says he has them. I need to talk to him about what I'm doing wrong, or maybe it's just a bad adapter. You know.
Yeah. So Lon was saying something like get the inserts like you were talking about.
I did.
He said, exactly. What's my script strength? I'm wearing the readers. I wear 1.25s for the distance that I'm usually about, I guess I'm 1.5 feet to 2 feet from my computer most of the time. And that gives me the distance I need for focus. So I don't know. I guess I can. That's interesting to know that. I would like to see how that would work. I just don't know if I don't know how much that costs, and I'd hate to put a lot of money into it and find out it's not going to work.
Right.
Hey guys, I'm still here. I'm just sending Matt North, the Drone Production a message. He actually trying to be funny, sending me some BS, and he all the way in Australia. So I'm just replying to what he's saying.
I guarantee it won't be Foster's.
And that's something that I would not be able to put on the stream with, how he is.
Yeah. That's not even that's probably a automatic kick off of YouTube. Some of the stuff he has.
Now he's trying to be funny. Trying to be funny talking about that I don't love him anymore. Man, you my boy. Of course I do.
So Third Eye View, he's saying he has a brand new BDI adapter. I don't know. Are you saying that you have one for sale, or let's see, attached to analog DJI goggles, British Drone Industries? I don't know if he's saying he's got one for sale or he just has one for his goggles.
I don't know. I know Rob is asking if I have a on-off switch. I don't remember seeing an on-off switch. There's a button that I push on it and nothing happens on it. It's like a 5-way button. So I'm anxious to find out what I'm doing wrong on that. So.
I would like to go that route if I can get mine set up. I didn't want to put another couple of $100 into this goggles, these V2 goggles.
You can go the cheap way. There is a $12 analog adapter you can put on, and you get a little 3D printed part. It's just not as clean as this BDI option.
I've got a 3D. I just got a brand new 3D printer put together today, so I'm good to go.
That's the cheap way to do it. If you want to check it out,
you and I haven't talked. I got a brand new artillery sidewinder X2 in today and put it together. I had the X1 and I still have that, but I got a buddy of mine that's buying it from me. So I got the X2 that has the bed leveling. Automatic bed leveling sensor built into it. So
good night, Harmon. Phantom 101. Good night, buddy.
I saw, Brad, they're coming out with the Ender 2 Max now. I don't know what the difference is, but
it's a different. I think it's the size. It's the volume.
Oh, it's size. Okay.
I think it's the size. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think I've seen that one on their website or something. I still have the Ender 3 V2. That's my latest one. I got rid of my V1 to the same guy that's going to buy this Sidewinder X1 from me. But this V2 is really nice. I haven't had any complaints about it. I've stopped up the nozzle a couple of times. I've used PLA Plus. I've used just straight up PLA. PLA Plus is you have to run a little bit hotter. And then I've run PETG. I have to run that at about 230 to 235 Celsius. And I think I ran it a little too cold, and I stopped up the nozzle the last time around.
Thanks, Rob. I'll talk to you about it at Spin Up.
I do want to apologize to you guys for who I'm about to go and bring in, but no shit, you know.
What's up, Matt?
Talk about foreigners.
What are you going to apologise about, Adrian?
So why now?
What are you going to apologise about, mate?
Because you're a jackass.
I'm a jackass, yeah. Well, I'm kind of guessing that because I don't get invites to Adrian's shows anymore. You know, he reckons he sends out invites to everyone, but it's a select few now. So you.
Adrian's took care of that.
Nah, if you can come on my show talking shit, then I'm gonna kick you out. What do you do?
Yeah. Well, what do you do when you get called a jackass? You gotta defend yourself, don't you?
Hey, I want to say something, and Adrian, don't kick me off of the show. Adrian used to come in on the show, and he says he'll see me in the chat. Hey, Brad Alston, I sent you the link to come into the show. I never have ever gotten a link from you, Adrian. I've never ever gotten never. I've never gotten a link from you.
I even got your email here. Are you serious?
I've never gotten it. It's never come through. I've looked at my emails. I've looked through, and I never really made a big deal about it because I wasn't in a position to come into the show. But it's all good. It's all good. I'm just giving you a hard time.
rvabrad@gmail.com. I have it right here.
Oh, all right. Now wait a minute. Yeah, don't give it to everybody.
Too late.
Hey, Brad, I think your email set up to filter out the shit. To be honest.
That's it. There you go.
How is everyone? How you going, Adrian? I haven't seen you for a while, mate. Well, you popped on a little bit the other night, but that was you had to go do some stuff. Been doing all right.
Dude, my little princess is kicking my ass, man.
I bet.
Yo, Matt, earlier, 2 hours and a half, she gave me hell, bro. My eyes got watery. Like, would you please just go to sleep? Please just go. She just want to play. She want to fall. She want to cry. She, legs going crazy. Just I'm like, holy shit! Can you go to bed? Finally, she went to sleep. I lay her down 2 minutes, right back up.
Oh, mate, yeah.
That was a hell of a power nap. 2 minute power nap.
And you're still doing 12 hours a day. Wow, there you go.
13 hours a day, man, Monday through Friday. When I come home, I'm pooped. I don't want to do nothing but just fix dinner and then just go to bed.
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard for me to jump in on gym on Tuesday. Because when I come in, I jump in for a little bit. I gotta do dinner for the kids, and then by the time I'm done, man, I just want to go to sleep.
Yeah,
your baby doesn't care.
No, they don't give a shit.
No, and that'll always be the case.
That's right. That's right.
Until she has kids of her own, that'll be always the
case. That's when it all changes.
Oh, Dad, you weren't so bad after all. Yeah.
Now, Matt, are you driving the little low boy today? The little yard dogs?
I am, mate. I am. I'm just waiting for this trailer here to.
And you wonder how I know, man. I miss those days when I used to drive over the road. Big tractor trailers. I miss them, man.
Yeah. It's good. I like it. It's a lot of people can stress out about it and all that sort of stuff. But if you just don't let anything bother you, it's a cruisy number, man. especially these days, mate, because I haven't changed a gear in a truck for years. You know, they're all automatics, mate. You know, like shit. It's like driving a car.
Yeah. Other than when you're bouncing up and down in the truck, that's the only difference. Look like you're gonna fly out of that thing every once in a while.
Yeah. No, they're pretty soft and spongy these days, mate. Because we're driving the European ones here at the moment. Well, there's still the American ones over here as well, but for what we're doing at the moment, we're driving the European trucks, and they're just so smooth, man. So smooth to drive.
Uncle Bill.
Howdy, Bill.
Uncle Bill. Fellas, how's everybody doing?
Doing good. It's getting kind of late.
I know. Yeah. I know. Well, Adrian just sent me the link like 2 minutes ago because I whined about not being his boy anymore.
Hey, I wanna answer Third Eye View. He said he posted a comment. He said he's got one on his goggles, the BDI adapter V2, which has the on and off button. And he says he'll have an extra. He has an extra one he's going to bring to spin up. Come see me when we're there, if you don't mind.
Hey, Joe Blaylock, thank you for coming in, buddy. I really appreciate you guys, man.
I'm really interested in installing one of those on my goggles now.
Hi, Chris. Hope.
Oh, Chris in the house.
How are you, Chris?
Yeah.
Good night, Chris Hope. I'll see you later, buddy. Thank you for popping in.
Good night, Chris.
And Lon, yep, my readers are 1.25. Yes.
I think I want one of those too, Brother Alston, for my goggles. The little insert, because I have to use reading glasses now, for me to read.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got
I gotta go.
You out
I gotta
here,
go. My trailer's ready. Sorry about that.
All right. See you later, man. Thank you for coming in, buddy.
See you, man.
I got Adrian.
Have a good night, eh?
See you later, man.
Bye, bro.
So Adrian, about 10 years ago, almost exactly, 2011, I think it was, I got LASIK done on my eyes. And I used to wear glasses for everything from about 2 feet out.
Yeah.
And I could see okay without them, computer reading and stuff like that. But when I rode motorcycle, I got a Harley, I've rode some other motorcycles. So I didn't want to have to wear prescription glasses all the time riding. So I ended up getting a LASIK done. And that was 10 years ago, and I was 47 then. And the doctor told me, the optometrist or whoever he is, he said, now, you're about to hit the big 5-0 and your eyes are going to start getting lazy and you're going to need readers in the next couple of years. I said, oh, yeah, that's all good. So he did the LASIK, and for the first 2 years, I was 20/20, better than 20/20, no glasses or anything. As soon as I hit 50, son of a bitch, I had to get readers.
Son of a bitch.
I think it's more interesting that when you subtracted 10 years off your age, it took you about 30 seconds to figure that number out. I think worse than the eyes. That's a little.
That's right. That's right. Had to wait. I had to one carry the 2 minus point. Yeah, there. Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Sound good?
Penetration.
Yeah. Okay. Good. All right.
Now, did you guys notice, Brad, everybody in the chat, did you guys notice the thumbnail that I actually made for the stream? I think I'm pretty satisfied with it, man. Chris, Sunrise Watermeter did a good job. Did you guys agree? Did you guys see it?
Did you post that thumbnail?
When normally, because what happened is that on my stream through StreamYard, I actually did it, like I scheduled it for 9 p.m. But even though before it came live, for example, I posted it on Facebook. Did you get the little notification that I posted something on Facebook?
Yep, I'm looking at it right now. I see
it. If you look at it like that thumbnail, I think it did a good freaking job on it.
I think so too. I saw it.
Yeah, it looks nice. Like it.
He said he's gonna tweak it up a little bit for me that I'll be able to,
He wants to make it round.
The name and stuff on it. Like I kind of squeezed the little word, for you, Michael Wright, and also for Dre in there. But it looks pretty good. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Adrian, you said, what kind of goggles do you have? You said you need inserts.
Oh, no, we were
I got the
talking about.
DJI goggles, the same
Yeah, we
one
both.
that
I can't help you.
those right there.
Yep,
I
just
got
like these.
See, I have these, and they came. I bought them from Robinson, and I love them. They're great. And he gave me the insert kit, that they sell, the Fat Shark sells, and they don't work for me. So I would have given them to you if they would have worked for you, I have progressive lenses. So the funny thing is, they're fine the way they are. I can see good enough the way they are. I'm pretty nearsighted, but they made it worse. So I just deal with the way it is. I may get the prescription one sooner or later.
Okay. I gotta find out what's actually the actual, what do you call the prescription for my reading glasses, what it is, and go to my eye doctor, and get him, specially made for the goggles. I just have to take the time to go over there and get him done.
There's a few different companies that'll make those for you, but you got to find ones that'll make them that'll work in your goggles.
Exactly.
I see where Lon posted another comment. He said he can find 1 and 1.5. And he's saying negative. I'm not. Right. Mine's not negative. I don't understand why you're putting negative, Lon. I got mine are 1.25. I don't have a negative on it unless that's the way you read reading glasses numbers.
Well, there's negative and there's positive.
Yeah, I have mine's positive, I think.
Are you? Well, you're a positive
I buy them from Walmart, my readers. So I don't think they have a negative on the shelf at Walmart.
Nothing but the best for you. Well, that's just it. No, from here to here is positive. See, that's what's weird about my eyes too, because just like you, I'm nearsighted, right? So that's
hello, Joe Blaylock. Thank you for coming.
Now I can't focus up close anymore because your cornea is stiffen up. Yeah,
that's why.
At least something's stiffening up on me. So my corneas are at this age. I'm sorry, but I'm bummed. Yeah, Mike understood though. He laughed and just kept his mouth shut. Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying. Yeah. But I'd like to do it, but you know what? I could see good enough to crash my drone. So
Yeah.
Hey, Mike B.
I'm going to bring it.
How you doing, buddy?
I think, to be honest, to go back to Lon, I know Lon's trying to help me find these, but I think these work okay for me. I've looked in Al Duran's when he had his drone in the air, and I could see the screen. It wasn't fuzzy. I made some adjustments to the where they're at.
Yeah. You can do that,
like this. But other than that, these worked out pretty good. Now, the Tiny Hawk 2 Emax goggles are horrible. They're nothing like these, of course. Anyway, the quality and everything.
I believe that's one of the main reasons why.
Thanks, Mike.
Besides the wind taking over the down, because I used to have the Tiny Hawk 2, but I actually bought it. And when I was flying inside my house, I took the freaking goggles off and I was doing, flying line of sight, which I flew just pretty good. But then when I put the freaking goggles on again, because I need to use my freaking glasses, it looked blurry to me. You know what I mean? A little bit blurry. Right. So I was just crashing left and right. So when I took it outside, I was flying it, line of sight just fine. But as soon as I put the goggles on, I mean, it was horrible. And then the wind just took over it. And then I lost it. And that was probably about 5 months ago. And I just cannot find the damn thing. So I
had the same experience,
So all the batteries and stuff that I had, I just gave them away. I gave them away to Carlos from what the hell is his channel name? The Carlos that the one that was also the drone meetup. That Carlos. Yeah. I just gave him everything.
Yeah.
Adrian, someday I'm gonna have to take a ride up to Gainesville and see you.
So why not?
I'm gonna have to take the ride up to Gainesville and see you sometime.
Look, before you come, just let me know, man. Especially if you're able to come on a weekend.
We're gonna make sure he's out of town.
I was gonna say, what the hell? You gotta make sure there's no neighbor around.
I'm not gonna be there that weekend, Bill. Sorry.
I don't know.
Oh, you didn't say which weekend.
I'm not crazy about that response there. Someday I would like to, because I was sitting here and this is my second drink, and I've obviously not been drinking a lot because it's starting to, and I was sitting there thinking, God, I love this guy. I love this kid. I want to go up and see him sometime. And then he tells me something like that. My heart's broken.
Don't be so sensitive, Bill.
I am kind of sensitive. I am. I'm kind of a bitch. I'm sorry.
That's what's wrong. That's what's wrong with.
That's
what's wrong with this country now. There's too many sensitive people.
Oh yeah, I'm butthurt very easily. I am. You know. But anyway, I like all you guys though. You guys give me this warm feeling. I feel very comfortable being in here, especially Mike, because he's got to calm it down a little bit. All this chat, you know.
I feel like he wants to say something every once in a while, but then somebody else says something. He's like,
yeah. It's like me when I was on acid back in the 80s. You know, Mike. You know, we do respect you and like to hear what you have to say. So what's going on there?
So hey, Lon,
don't be so polite.
Lon responded for me one more time. Thanks, Lon, for looking at all this. He said their cheapest $20. He found plus 1.5s. I might be able to use those, Lon. If you, I think we're Facebook friends. If you don't mind sending that to me in Messenger, if you got a link or something to that.
Well, that's what they told me at the eye doctor, that you get I have negative, and then you get a positive for 18 inches between about 18 inches from your face. And they become like readers. So
that's what mine are. I think mine are
what you're talking
positive.
about.
Yeah. If I could see the damn things off of my face, I could tell you. But when I can't, I have to have these on to be able to read what's on the side of them. I can't.
Well, that's what makes me concerned. I was going to do, as a company in Germany I was going to order from, and I had my prescription in my hot little hands, and it was about 60, 80, I don't know. You know, shipping is probably $300. But I had the thing ready to go and thinking, but it's not the right prescription, I don't think, because the guy down there at the Vision Center told me you take the negative and you add it to the positive for something that's close to your face, and that's the number you use. I'd rather talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about, and before I spend the money and waste my time. But
now, Mike Wright, question: How are you liking that Phantom 4 V2.0?
Oh, I love the Phantom 4. That's my favorite drone right now. I don't fly it too often recently, but I do like it.
How many batteries do you have for it?
I'm sorry?
How many batteries do you have for that drone?
I have 5 batteries for it.
5 batteries?
Right. Mike, is that what you flew when you were in Florida?
I flew that in Florida in the wind. Yes.
Yeah.
It handles the wind great. I flew it in Dillon. We had 50-mile-an-hour winds there.
Yeah, I remember you were flying it there.
Yeah.
55-mile-an-hour winds?
Yeah, they were gusting. Man, that was crazy.
Gusts, they were constant.
Hey, wasn't speaking of that one thing, a side note on that, who was flying? Was it an Air 2 or was that a Mini or a Mini? Was it an Air or a Mini they were flying that was just hovering in that 50-mile-an-hour winds for the longest time? It was a Mini. Okay.
And it surprised me. It was flying at that altitude.
And it never flew away. It never went anywhere.
9,100 feet. 9,100 feet, yeah.
And we definitely had 50-plus-mile-an-hour winds coming through there.
Wow.
Yep. It held its own. It was like this, but it was holding. It was holding. It looked like it was going to flip at any second, but it never did.
Well, that's what I flew at the Florida meetup, was that Mini too, and it was never 50. But there were gusts.
No. It was probably 25.
Yeah, that's which is still pretty stiff, and it was like it was nothing.
That thing's supposed to handle 20, no problem, right?
I flew the Mini 2 last week in 30-mile-an-hour winds. It held up. It was steady. It did not move.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. See, I got a little drone shy because I cut my finger.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, my Air 2S bit me.
You trying to catch it again? A Dobo catch?
No, I was flying.
Dobo catch, yeah.
Let me see that finger again.
Why am I the whole? Oh, you want to see my finger? It's healing now. It's okay. It was pretty cut up. I had those Master Air screws on the Air 2S. They're really sharp. The edges on those are much sharper than the OEMs. And I had just done the update to the one. I think it was 30 at the time. The build 30, and I was trying it out in my living room, and it wasn't beeping, and it should have been beeping, even though I had it turned off. APAS turned off. It still should beep. It should still warn me. It wasn't doing that. It's like, well, what's going on with this thing? And I put my hand behind it to see if the sensors would notice my hand.
Yeah.
I went a little too high. Oh, shit. So if anybody finds my drone, you'll be able to identify it as mine because it's got my DNA all over it. Because there's blood everywhere. It just your fingertips bleed a lot. And those things are sharp. So if anybody gets
it's spinning pretty fast, Bill, what do you think?
well, no, I've caught myself with the OEM ones, and it didn't cut me like this. They're sharp. But anyway, long story short, I'm a baby.
Good night, Gary, Mr. Brown Ariel. See you later, buddy.
See you, Gary. Good night.
I tell you, I like the Master Air screws only for the color for the most part. For everything else, I don't see that much of a difference.
I think DJI has finally got they've got their act together on the props. I don't think you need to buy those things anymore. I mean, the colors, yes, I get it. I like the colors, but the props, you can't get much. I mean, it's such a small difference in
tiny difference.
And once you get in the air, you're not going to see the colors.
Right?
They're pretty. Although they are pretty quiet. The Mini 2 with those props on there, you can barely hear it. You get 100 feet up, you can't really hear it anymore.
I was going to ask you, Bill. You did make a video on those, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. As a matter of fact, that is by far my most successful video. I have like 5.6 thousand views or something, or 5.7, which is pretty amazing because I think altogether I have almost 12,000 views on my channel. So that's like half of them are from that one review on those things. So, but that's how popular the Mini 2 is. I mean, I'm getting a lot of views from overseas and like that, and people want to try them out, but they are quiet and they work fine and they're okay, and they're the same price as the OEMs. So it's just like buying an extra pair of blades and checking it out. Even the light pole killer agrees with me. What does that even mean, Mike? Light pole killer. Well, anyway, no, I mean, I like them fine, and yes, they're pretty and they're colorful. Maddie in Fort Lauderdale flew over my drone, and it looked kind of cool having the red props on my Mini 2. But they're only $14, so it's And there's just those that talk about that's going to void your warranty. Well, that's only if I mean, from what I've read, not necessarily so, because I didn't actually alter the drone. And I mean, if you read the actual warranty itself, or because I've got the flyaway and all that stuff. It's only if whatever happened because of the props themselves,
Well, I had a bad experience with the Master Air. Kelly had a set. Went down, flew with Kelly and Kai, and we tried. They were made for the Phantom 4 V2 or Phantom 4, and it took us 20 minutes to get them off that drone. Chris had to put a pair of rubber bands around it to act as a wrench to get them off. Chris Hope.
Really?
I mean, we said we're not going to put them on again.
Wow.
Well, it's just changed because to get them off the Air 2S, they just pop right off. Now,
this is on the Phantom 4. I mean, this is very bad experience on it.
And the Mini 2, of course, are screws anyway, so there's no difference,
Right.
But I wish I had monetized that video though. It was just for fun. And I just let's just do a review. I'm going to be doing more reviews. I think I'm going to review.
That brings a question to mind, Bill. I heard somebody else say something the other day that they decided not to monetize a video. So I have 171 subscribers. I don't have any videos really up for anybody to see. It's just personal stuff. Couple of things on there, but why wouldn't you want to monetize every single video? What's the pros and what's the pros and cons?
Well, don't forget, I've only been in this deal since last that drone fly up. I didn't know anybody there. I mean, Mike doesn't even remember meeting me.
I remembered you.
Oh, after I reminded you, I stood next to you and I grabbed your ass.
I think it was after a few beers.
Then you remembered. But you were spinning that way. You held your Phantom and you were spinning around and the wind was blowing it. And I made a joke that you were charging your batteries because the blades were turning with the wind and all that stuff. Anyway, Then you remembered because there was that asshole that was.
Yeah.
Sorry, Adrian. Hope your kids don't listen. Oh no, I remember that guy. Anyway, what were we talking about?
God damn.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
I lost.
He's got the CRS.
No, I got the screwball whiskey. That's what the problem. Do you ever have screwball? This stuff's good. Let's change the channel. This is good stuff. You ever have this? Peanut butter whiskey.
Oh, which I have that. I have a bottle of that downstairs. I love
screwball?
It. Yep.
Good stuff, isn't it?
Hey, do you like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
Actually, I do.
All right. So they've got grape pucker. Is it grape pucker? I think it is. I think you can buy a grape pucker, buy that and put just a splash of it in on top of some of that screwball, and it tastes like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
It's funny you should say that because I actually suggested that to my bar manager at work to make a peanut butter and jelly.
Yep, it tastes just like it.
Yeah, it sounds good.
You just do a splash. Just do a splash though. Don't put a lot in it.
No, you don't overpower it. Make it too sweet.
If you want something sweet, you go with the pecan praline.
I'm sorry.
According to Joe Blaylock,
that's sweet.
Yeah.
According to Joe Blaylock, he said that the master air screw props are better than the manufacturer. That's his opinion.
Okay, I like them.
No, I agree. I agree with that, but I don't see there's not a huge difference.
I tell you what I have noticed. It's got more of a it's got the plane is more angled, so it appears to me that the motors spin a little bit slower, but you still get the same amount of lift or more, probably the same. In any case, because of that, it has a lower tone to it.
Just a bit, just a tiny little bit. Just a tiny little bit, not that much of a difference.
Well, it depends. The Mini 2 is already quiet to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So you put those things on there, it's really quiet. And it seems like that's the biggest advantage for the Mini 2. The Air 2S, I like them on it. I like how they look. They pop on and off just like, that's the problem with the Mini 2. If you want to try them, then you got to pull the screws out and put it to, change the screws back over. Yeah. You need to put a little thread locker allegedly in there. I think the screws are staying just fine, without the thread locker, but I'll do what they say. In any case, the biggest complaint was allegedly you're going to break your warranty, and I don't believe that, and besides which, send it back with the OEMs on it if you have a problem. How are they going to know?
They never know.
No, they'll never know. Unless your blades come into view and that not black, that orange. Maybe they.
Hey Jody, how you doing, John?
Good impression, Bill.
Now, hey Mike, do you also have the Air 2S?
I've got the Air 2S. I did sell. Brad has said he sold Air 2. I sold my Air 2 as well 2 weeks ago.
You sold the Mavic Air 2?
How much you get for it?
My Mavic 2 weeks
ago. The Air 2 is still a solid drone.
I love the Air 2S.
The Air 2 is still better than 80% and 85, 90% of the drones out there.
It is. The Air 2S is better than the Air 2. That's the reason why I got the Air 2S.
Well, it is. It's marginally better. It's got a better camera, and it's got a couple other advantages, but which I can't think of right now because I'm drinking whiskey. But it's a little better, which is why I bought it. Yep. Oh yeah, the sensors. I forgot about those. Yeah, I turn that off half the time because it's.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I really do, and I shouldn't because I'm an idiot. And I will fly into things. What was that racist crap? I married an Asian. I can say whatever the hell I want. Okay.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, just about everything that I could use on my Mavic Air 2, you could use on the Air 2S, right? The props, the batteries, the prop holders, you know what I mean? All that good stuff.
Yeah, everything almost matches. Yep.
But not the filters. The Indy filters are not the same.
No, different camera.
Because that one is a 1-inch sensor, right?
Yep, 1 inch. Yep.
And the Master Air Screw props are different because the Air 2S, those what he was just showing, those front sensors stick up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they shortened them or made them, stick up a little bit.
Up a little bit.
But if you put the Air 2 master air screw props on the Air 2S, you will actually dig into the body of your.
Yeah, this right here is it's higher elevation than the Air 2.
So there's slight
So
differences, but
it should be, it's down. It's not much, but it's just enough that it catches right here, right on that edge. Well, let me point on this edge right there. Yep, just enough.
But anyway, I like I said, I just thought I'd do a little review. It made me popular with people in countries I can't understand their language, and they're asking me to, to translate and do all the. Nah, it's not happening. But
translate.
Yeah, no, or put one guy was from Portugal. Seemed like a nice fella, and that I needed to put what's that? The words on the bottom. What's that called?
Closed caption.
Thank you. I'm drinking. Put closed caption on the bottom for Portuguese.
CC.
It's like,
CC.
yes, that's the first thing I thought of. I'm putting this video up. I really should put the Portuguese translation in there. I
can help you with that. I got an app for that.
You got an app for that? Or you speak Portuguese?
Translator. No, not me.
You don't look Portuguese. Well, actually, nobody looks Portuguese. Portuguese are very, very... Oh, I'm not going to get into that. Forget it.
No, I have a translator app that was supposed to translate any language into any language. I'm sure it's not 100% accurate.
I think the new iOS 14 or 15 one just came out. 15, is it? Has that built in now.
Does it?
Adrian, you're too big.
Yeah, I'm just kind of dicking around with this right here.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, just when you're done with your dick, we'll be here.
Okay. All dicks aside.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Adrian. I apologize. That was inappropriate.
We've just been demonetized again.
I am going to stop up in Gainesville sometime.
Adrian, I came on this show to try to help you get monetized. What's up?
Well, when it comes to my account, I don't have my account monetized yet, Brad. So
where are you at? How many do you have?
Actually, right now I'm 1,741.
Why haven't you monetized?
You should be monetized.
I mean, I could do it right now if I want to. I choose not to. You put it that way.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Because what I want is when I get my Part 107, then I'll go ahead and do it, Bill. That's the plan. For now, I don't want to do it yet.
Okay.
It's a good reason. Yeah, it's a good reason.
And why give YouTube 35% or 30% of your
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's like 35 or 40%, isn't it?
I have no idea because I have 147 subs.
I have 171.
That's what I was just asking. What makes him so goddamn popular?
Hey, bro, I didn't get that. What does YouTube get again?
I want to say it's 35 or 40% of super chats and stuff and monetization.
It's a lot. It's too much. It's ridiculous.
Right.
I'd rather send direct to you.
Yeah, and he's got the PayPal thing scrolling at the bottom, so that if people were to do it right, you'd get the majority of the money if you send it through PayPal.
Right, absolutely.
It's kind of like a tip jar,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little harder to do because when you're watching a YouTube stream, you can just click that little button.
It's not that hard.
But it's not that hard.
It's hard on a phone. It's not hard if you're sitting in front of a PC. It's
right.
And he's a young man with babies, so
mm-hmm.
I'm an old guy with Shih Tzus. So please,
is that a brand of diapers?
Mandy and Bella, huh?
Hey, is that a brand of diapers or something?
I should say it should be. They're lovely creatures.
Adult diapers.
They deserve our
attention. All depends.
I was just talking about that with some of my family.
You guys have dogs? I have funny dogs. These dogs are, they're small. Actually, they're oversized for Shih Tzus for some. They get a lot of exercise. I have it set up so they can go out in their yard whenever they want, and they're kept to a certain tiny little section of the house because my wife's fastidious. But in any case, they're very sturdy little shits, Tzus, and when I take a shower, I open the window. And old house, I actually have a window in my shower. And those dogs will set up outside the shower like they're protecting me.
I was going to turn.
It's
I'm
the
gonna have to turn my
coolest thing.
video off while you're talking about this.
Why?
I don't want to see. I don't want to get a visual.
I'm not gonna like just demonstrate. I'm just saying it's a funny thing that because they can tell when I'm getting ready for work because I get off the toilet like I always do, and they can hear the thing hit the toilet because it sticks.
It's funny you said that, bro. Because if he was gonna get colorful, I was gonna put him back in the green room, but he didn't.
And they know I'm about to take a shower because they're very smart, and they go running out the doggy door into the garage and out the doggy door into the yard and they will stand there and they will protect me from that window.
That's true. Dogs and cats are the same way in a lot of ways. We have 3 cats, so that's what I have reference to. I grew up with dogs. Now we have cats, but same thing. They know what your routine is. They know what they like to sit there and watch and make sure you're okay. The cats do that for us here. They'll lay on you and check in. If they'll wake you up at night. I don't know if they're checking to see if you're still alive, but they wake you up at night. But,
that's kind of cool. Except the one thing that cats are evil. No, I just
yeah, I do. Some people say that.
This person says that I can't breathe when they're around, so they're evil to me.
Oh, you're allergic to them. Okay.
I have asthma and
Yep.
I have asthma, so excuse me while I vape right now.
Cat dander is a rough thing for a lot of folks.
Yeah. Other than that, they're beautiful creatures. That I do not run over with my car, ever. I will avoid them. I don't hate them that much, but they just not crazy about them. And there's something to be said about a creature that actually cares that you're in the room.
Well, Brad, thank you.
The cat only cares if you're around if they're hungry or thirsty.
Brad, thank you for coming in. You did say you're only going to stick around till 10, but you actually stuck around. Damn it!
Oh, jeez, is it after 10?
It's
10:45.
It's 15 minutes to midnight. So
it's 11:45 for me.
I do want to thank you, Brad, Michael Wright, Dre for coming in. Uncle Bill, thank you for popping everybody in the chat. But I'm about to go and call it a night. I can hear my daughter crying, acting a fool, so I have to go back and take care of her for the rest of the evening.
Yeah,
no problem.
Adrian, I'll be by about 2 a.m.
Adrian. It's fun. I appreciate you having me, Adrian. I've been wanting to come on your show, but I went back and looked through my emails. I didn't see any invites, but it's no worries. No worries.
Did you say that before?
That's right.
No.
You need to go. So yeah.
As a matter of fact, hold on. Don't you go nowhere. Wait a minute. I'm gonna show you something. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Don't call my email name, Alan.
No, I'm
going
not
anywhere. You're the one
I'm
kicking us out. So
I'm not. Hold on.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it. That's okay, Adrian. It's no big deal. You might now. I don't even look at my Gmail account hardly ever. My email is actually a different email address. I don't know how you got my Gmail account now.
So you sent me your Gmail account because you don't read it.
Yeah.
Okay, I figured that. That's okay. And as I read, and I understand
Brad, you see this right here?
The park with the fly upset.
Hey, Brad.
Yeah.
If you look, you see where it says to Brad?
Yep. Let me look at September 25th. Let me go back and look real quick while we're doing this. September 25th. I want to make sure I'm not messing up.
And then if you keep going, I mean, I say every time I go in and say there's another one right there. October. No, that was the day. I'm sorry, that was the day at 4.
Hey, so I'm looking back on September on my Gmail account on September 25th. There's nothing here from you. Nothing at all. So hey, we'll get the email straightened out. I'll send you my email through a messenger.
Okay,
I'll send it to you through messenger. No worries.
Again, everybody in the chat, thank you for popping in. I really appreciate you guys, but I'm about to call this here a night.
Adrian, I want to thank you for inviting me in when you were running out of people in the panel. That was nice.
No, Bill, that's never the case, buddy. One thing that I don't know if you guys actually noticed that, you know how I used to normally have the free for all Saturday, you know what I mean?
Right.
All the good stuff. I'm just kind of changing it around just a little bit.
Put some structure to it now, right?
Sometimes, yeah, exactly. Sometimes it does get, I I guess what you call it, annoying, unruly when everybody trying to talk at the same time. It gets annoying. Nobody can get a word in. And I would send about 140 to 150 invites every Saturday, and barely a couple of people would jump into the panel. So that got a little annoying too. So instead of doing it that way, you know what I mean? I just keep doing it this way until.
Well, I understand what you're talking about because Mike keeps cutting in and
I
cutting
knew Bill
you
was
off.
going to come back with that again. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt too much.
Mike won't shut up. You're right.
I need to go get some bourbon. I need a drink now.
I had a couple of beers and a glass of wine before I came in, so that helped me.
Oh, you're
Actually, I did have a couple
This is only
beers.
my
Trying to
second
get
drink.
through there
You're ahead of
today.
me, Brad.
I was ahead of you, Bill. Hey, you going to spin out, Bill? You still going?
Yeah, and I was in the chat talking to people about it. Nobody responded.
I didn't see it.
You want to talk about, but I'm a little hurt, actually. I'm going to be staying at the Best Western, which is just south of the spin up and actually 0.9 miles walking. Whenever I get, I put in the driving directions to get to spin up. It keeps switching to walking because I'm not close. And I would walk. I was like, I don't want walking, I want driving. So I finally forced it to give me driving, and it had me going up and around and 2.1 miles. But as the crow flies, I mean, there's spin up, there's woods and a railroad track, and there's the hotel. So I'm actually physically closer than even Spring Hill Suites. If I were to walk there, but if I were to walk there along the road, I would walk past Spring Hill Suites to get there. I've done a lot of research, and I saved myself it was only $101 a day versus $186 a day. So to me, it's a bed. It's close enough. Walk there if I want to. I did rent a car, and that's what I was saying in chat tonight that you were ignoring. I'm glad I rented a car now because Sunday everybody's going to be about 13 and a half miles away from the thing. So now I have a reason to have a car because I could have just gotten a shuttle. The shuttle you have to pay for. There's no free shuttle it's too far away. It's like 28 miles away from the airport. But for $120, I could have been limoed over to the hotel and just walked. Actually, if you cut through the woods, it's probably not even a quarter of a mile to the actual spin up. I don't know if you can cut through the woods, but I'm just saying if it's like that. But yes, long story short, I'm going to Sino. Thank you for asking. I'm hoping to see you there.
Yeah, I remember you.
I'm going to meet Mike there for the first time in his mind because
exactly. Well, we'll see who you are, Bill. William,
Uncle Bill. I'm glad I have a car because I might run to Walmart and buy myself a chair because I like to sit when I'm flying.
Well, there's a Costco right behind the Spring Hill Suite too.
That's awesome. So I'll get one of those beach chairs that folds open, and I'll give it. I'm flying, so I'll give it to somebody before I.
I've done that before.
Maybe I'll do a giveaway.
I'll do that. I bought those $5 chairs and give them away when I leave.
Yeah, and because I do like to sit when I'm relaxing and flying. And
hey, Bill, what do you say?
Convinced so? I'm bringing the Tyrannus now.
Bill, that drink that you're drinking, what are you setting it on? Do you have a coaster there or anything?
No.
You should have one of these.
I have
one. I'm gonna let you go, Adrian.
Don't challenge me. I have.
Yep.
What was that, Mike?
I'm gonna let you go. I know you need to head out.
Yeah, we gotta let Adrian go.
Have a good night, guys. I'll see you later. Thank you so much.
Okay. I do have your coasters right nearby.
Okay.
Anyway, good night, guys. Take care.
Thanks. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much.
Mike,
Good night, everyone.
Everybody in the chat, good night.
Good night,
everybody.
I feel like streaming now.